Daryl. Basically, Bowser's clown floating head. But
You need to send me a picture of that so I can make it into a sticker for you, Caleb.
I put it in chat. Um,
we're live. We're not
Oh,
live.
hello.
We're recording. Announcements. Lex and I have a major announcement to tell everybody. I don't know why we're
You're
it that
getting
way.
married.
I don't know why
No, I'm
we're it
kidding.
that way. There will be no normal Tales from Del Nasser games in July. For 3 reasons. Channel anniversary is July. My birthday is July. Lex's birthday is July. So we're going to do something different and stupid and fun. For the entire month of July, we're going to do a Daggerheart miniseries, which I've been prodding about because the book's really cool. I bought it Tuesday and I've been reading through it, and it's really, really fun. So yeah, don't know what the campaign frame is going to be because I'm having everybody vote on it. But currently, Beast Feast is winning, which is basically inspired by Delicious in Dungeon. So,
Dungeon Meshy.
sorry, whoever voted for Motherboard, it's not looking so well.
Call him out. Call him out.
I've only seen 3 of the 5 pieces of media it's loosely based on. It's fine.
But we're doing that for July. If it goes well and we have a lot of fun with Daggerheart, then all future Wednesday games I think I'm going to do are going to be Daggerheart because it's a really fun, adaptable, malleable system. And it's just really fun. And it only cost me $30 for the rule book instead of almost 60 for, and I didn't have to buy 3 books to play the game. I only had to buy 1. So check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's all like collaborative storytelling, so everybody kind of sits together for session 0, talks about how their characters know each other. They build the world themselves. So it's not just on the game master doing it all, which is really cool, and it's just something I want to do more of. So yeah, that'll be July. I'll be sharing the book before then with everybody here though, so they can see it and look at it and look at all the weird player races that are in there, like frog people and fucking Anyways, robots. Kate, what do you got?
I got a Redbubble. You can go check it out just in time for the channel's anniversary. We got funky casual merch. Check out the funky casuals. Or you can also get the Lunartics and some of our favorite familiars. Soon to be, currently includes Scribble, and soon will include our favorite automaton buddy, Errol, and maybe Penny. I need to get more of an idea of what... Our favorite homunculus, Errol.
he's a hajunculus.
Ugh.
Hajunculus.
But he's
that's
made of
good.
junk, not. I can't fix this.
No, you've dug yourself a hole. Errol's the only one who can get you out now. So go check it out!
Yeah.
Yeah. Also have a bunch of other cool stuff. I've got some color block monster stickers, like a Tarask and a Flump
That's fun.
and an Owlbear. Yeah.
Yay.
The Tarask and Owlbear also have a googly eye option.
Yay.
So go check it out.
Do
Yeah.
it.
Or else.
Next week, we record our next episode for From Ash and Earth.
Oh my god, it is next week.
Yeah.
So have you started prepping yet, Lex?
That's the way she goes. I guess not.
Was I supposed to say something? Get excited, or else. There we go.
Nah.
Doesn't care to die.
That's fine. I got loads of ideas. I'll just play Old
Just
Stinky.
run them
I'll play
through,
Old
run through those
Stinky.
characters.
Oh no.
I will quit. I'll dip. I'll be like, sorry,
Everybody,
no more last of the month with
everybody likes Old Stinky though.
Everybody
Anyways.
loves Old Stinky.
Anyways, speaking of poop, last we left off, after leaving Matrigan's domain behind again, the Lunartics continued their journey north toward the frostbitten settlement of Tundrathel. Their progress was interrupted when a Remoraz burst from beneath the tundra and went after Crearyn. The monstrous creature was eventually slain by Tero. Woo! its massive form melting the snow and ice around it as it cooled. Upon reaching Tundrafell, you all sought shelter at the Frostbriar Tavern, where you met the owner, Lyra Stormwatch. There, you learned that the townsfolk lived in constant fear, aka reverence, or respect, of mysterious spirits and dark superstitions that kind of live in the tundra, which is why they weren't keen on Samira doing their card stuff. After asking around about forges, smiths, one of the local legends spoke of a figure known as Old Stinky, who did odd repairs around the town. Determined to find this individual and seek out their services in their forge, you all track down the elusive figure, literally upstairs, polymorphed as a cockroach, who, upon being found, transformed into a towering, emaciated gray elf, nearly 10 feet tall, bald, black eyes, who seemed to keep staring at Tero, draped in foul-smelling garments stitched together from grave-robbed clothing. After some convincing, he agreed to lead you all to his forge, hidden deep within his former domain in the Shadowfell. With little hesitation, worth hesitation for some, you all crossed the threshold between worlds, stepping into the bleak and shadow realm of his dread domain. So, you entered into a sewer flooded with about 4 foot deep muck, and he just started leading you forward, to everyone's delight. So, you are now in the Shadowfell, in one of the dread domains, and Old Stinky leads you down a seemingly endless sewer tunnel, where the murky waste rises to about 4 feet. Don't worry, my soon-to-be friends, my forge isn't much farther. And his still oddly cheerful demeanor despite this, overwhelming, eye-watering, sour stench.
In the party's voices, Abraham will say, I think, full disclosure on this one, I'm doing this for potential spells. I saw some things on the walls. Looks like wards, and that's something I'm very interested in. Is creating wards or glyphs on surfaces. Now, not with shit, but I mean, medium's a medium. That's it.
Yeah, and I was doing this to help make Crearyn some kind of weapon. Because no one else had iron. So, thought it'd be nice, help Crearyn feel like he's...
Sorry.
Like he's part of... Like he's one of us. Like they're one of us. Apologies.
Yeah,
Scooch,
you're basically just wading through a septic tank, essentially.
I'm floating up.
Flying?
Hovering,
Scooch.
like every time a boot touches the surface, just...
Scooch, I have daggers that I'm not really using. You could have just asked.
I mean, with what can I melt them, dear Sally, dear Sally?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Tero, I'd say the waste in the sewer is so condensed, you could walk on the surface Legolas style, because of your armor.
He's in the back, so it's one of those things where it's like everyone's gonna hate him the second they notice it, but he's just like kind of in the back, so they're gonna have to turn around and look to notice that it's just like, Tero, what are you son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, on the ceiling.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. He could also just be on the ceiling too, yeah. He's just walking upside down on the ceiling with everybody.
His head is still like this at the same head level as most of us, but it's just upside down.
Yep. Totally fine.
After what feels... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to do a technical check.
Yeah.
Have we had a long rest or anything since the fight with the Remoraz?
No.
The young Remoraz?
I don't believe so.
Great.
Yeah, that was like an hour into the day, and you're only at like maybe hour 3 or so.
Cool. I just wanted to just do a double check on that. Thanks.
Yep. After what feels like hours walking down this straight tunnel, with Old Stinky humming the entire time, you reach a rusted, grime-encrusted ladder. Without second thought, he reaches his unusually long arm upward, avoiding the ladder, hoisting himself up through the entrance without even touching the rungs. Once on the other side, he reaches his arm back down, offering assistance. "The ladder's a mimic in disguise. Best take my hand. It's stronger than it looks."
Right, sure.
Pulls Abraham up with ease. Next.
As he pulls up, like there's suction on.
Oh, yeah. It's like
you're
you're playing with it's like when you play with that really that, I can't remember what it was called, but it's like the goop.
Gack.
You gack or goop, and you pull your fingers out, it makes farting noises. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Gross.
Who's next?
The original slime.
Take my strong hand.
Tero is just
did you-
gonna walk along the ceiling and then just David Bowie style, just whoop.
Oh, you're fascinating. Next.
Did you say mimic?
Yeah, the ladder's a mimic.
And she's just gonna reach up and take his hand.
Pulls you up.
Right behind Samira. I'm gonna jump through and fly through.
Yeah, you're up. Just Crearyn down there. Do you need assistance?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
You're very heavy. Hold on.
Yes, I
Oh,
am.
I'm
I
struggling.
grab both hands.
I'm struggling. I can't get you out of the muck. I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's
And
okay. We
and
can just
pull-
leave him.
Oh, all right. And they let go of Crearyn. No, just kidding.
No more like
And they pull Crearyn up. As you're hauled to the surface, a very grotesque sight unfolds before you. One that Old Stinky seems to relish with giddy satisfaction. Spreading out to the horizon is a vast, churning lake of fetid waste. No hint of solid ground breaks the putrid expanse, and the sky above is a sickly yellow-brown haze devoid of clouds or sunlight. You find yourself standing on a rickety wooden platform built around the sewer entrance, precariously balanced above the vile mire. Welcome to the Stink Mire, my domain within the domains of dread. I'm its Dark Lord, and if we become good friends, maybe I'll even share my real name. And without hesitation, he plunges his arm elbow deep into the muck beside the platform. Looks like he's groping for something, looking for something. Oh, where is it? Oh, there you are. And yanks up a long, rusted chain coated in filth. Normally I'd just walk. But I reckon the gutterlings will find you all quite the tasty snack if we do. And with a firm tug, he sets the chain in motion and begins pulling it along as this platform begins to move, gliding through the endless waste like a makeshift ferry.
Gutterlings.
Yes,
She's a
gutterlings.
fairy. What do they look like? Can we see them?
They're my little friends, sort of, twisted, nasty little things born from the filth itself. They used to be people, wanderers and unlucky souls who sank too deep into the muck. Now they're all hunched over, covered in dripping, oozing sludge. Their skin warped and leathery, big sunken eyes like they're always starving, and long, grasping fingers that can peel the flesh off a rat in seconds. They crawl through the waste, sniffing out anything fresh, or at least fresher than them. And when they find it, they pounce, dragging it down into the muck, gobbling up, until it's just more than part of the stink. You know they'll near when you hear that squelching sound and their little laughter. They think everything's a joke. Don't worry too much. They like me well enough. Well, but you, just don't smell too clean and they might decide you're not dinner. And then it keeps pulling you all along.
Right. So, I have a question.
Yes,
Why? What brings you to the material? I mean,
poop.
people, they don't seem to think of you as very threatening or
Poop.
kind of a novelty.
I come
Is
for the
that
poop.
right? Yeah.
That's it.
So he just exists there. Is Tundrathel like a hot location?
What do you mean? For poop, hot poop.
No, I just mean like you are getting your base of operations seems to be Central and Tundrathel. That's where everybody seems to know you.
Oh, it's just what I've set up for the moment.
Right. Are you worried that the residing lord ever catch whiff of you? Pardon the pun.
Well,
That
no.
I don't know. He seems like a very powerful creature.
So am I. I can hide anywhere. Plus, why would he come after me? I smell like shit.
Have you ever considered potentially opposing him?
No.
You should.
Why?
Then you could move even further undisturbed without the potential looming worry of a giant dragon.
The hands are still covered in mud from pulling the chain up, and he starts going like this. Like thinking. I like your thought. And he reaches up for a handshake.
Oh. He also gives it a shake.
Squelch. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
What brings you all here?
For your forge.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Isn't this place beautiful?
It's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of a kind.
Do you want to know how this place came to be?
How long is this trip?
A few hours.
Lovely. I guess I'm just gonna sit down and get comfortable.
It's quicker if you walk. I'm kidding.
Oh.
Well, it all started with Matrigan of the Tangled Weave, the one who made me and many like me. She took the very heart of Elcamir, the core of our old world, and from it she forged Del Nasra, the world you're familiar with. But, ripping that heart out, splintered Elcamir apart, fracturing it into two great realms, the Feywild, home to the domains of delight, and the Shadowfell, where the domains of dread hold sway. But Matrigan didn't stop there. She created what's called the Scattering, a web of planes to serve as prisons for the gods themselves, locking away their power so they couldn't wreak havoc again. Then, with the Alchemirians who survived the gods' wrath, she fled this broken world and built Del Nasra anew to hide us from them. And in Del Nasra she crafted the Old Ones, majestic, powerful guardians, meant to protect this new world, ready to rise if those imprisoned gods ever came back. All this while I hid away down here in the rot and ruin, until this miserable little domain grew around me. The gods returned and the Old Ones lost. Strangely, my memories get a little fuzzy after that, like memories I once had sort of disappeared. The gods are now all dead, and the Old Ones are awake again. Curious! And here I am, the Dark Lord of this glorious filth. Isn't paradise grand?
Well, one man's paradise.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people would like to carve out a place for themselves.
Of course. And I'm not without friends. I have the Gutterlings. Maybe we'll see one.
So, as you're talking, I'm like tying shirts together and starting to build a makeshift sail. I'm like starting to thatch shit up to maybe help build a sail on the front of this thing.
Okay.
Anybody want to donate to any fabrics to help move this along?
Do you want wind?
Oh, brother, I can do wind. What I can't do is I'd love maybe a extra scrap of fabric or two.
I have many. And she starts ripping off pieces of his like shit stained fabric. Here you are, friend.
Samira.
Yeah, you can have this. And I'm gonna take off my my cloak.
Yeah.
Not or pull out the cloak, not the snowy owl cloak, but the original one in the character art. I'm gonna pull that out and hand it to.
That's mighty.
Scooch.
That's mighty kind of you. Could you also perhaps...
Be mindful of the embroidery that was hand done. Took me like 300 hours.
Yeah, I was also wondering maybe you could, as he's holding, he took the stink cloths. Could y'all clean these real quick? Because you had
Yeah, I can clean them for you. And I just start blasting it with prestidigitation. It probably takes well over a couple minutes to get them like fully to a breathable state.
Yeah, it's like you're blasting like a stain, like a crusted over stain with like a hose, just chipping it off.
Yeah.
like one of those carpet cleaning viral videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
The flakes are like flying off through the air. Crearyn, make a dexterity saving throw.
I would be aiming at Crearyn.
Natural 20 for a 21.
Yeah. So you see Samira's like aiming this like prestidigitation spray.
My shield's like this.
And the
I'm
shit
using
is just like flying off.
I'm using a combination of prestidigitation, shape water, and gust to just
Perfect.
kind of blast this grime and dirt.
And it's just
off of
flying
these
towards
rags.
Crearyn, and you just put the shield up, and it just bounces off the shield. Yeah, you have a sail. Now we need, you know what? Natural wind.
Oh no.
He closes his eyes
Take
and
a deep
raises
breath.
his arms up. Well, raises one arm up while he's still pulling the chain. And there are no clouds. It's just a sky. And just the very heavy methane-fueled air begins to blow.
Yeah.
Hot.
Hot! It's like, yeah, it's hot, humid, methane-fueled air. And the thing, he lets go of the chain, and this now raft is starting to just move on its own. Ah, wonderful.
I've never been so grateful not to need to breathe.
Crearyn could, like, literally, like, no, you couldn't take on a form of your nose is could you take on a form of your nose is gone?
I don't know. Have I seen a form with their nose not there?
You've Old Stinky.
I mean, you're looking at Old Stinky, so
He
you
doesn't have
could
a
just...
nose. He looks like if Tero was
Crearyn would
he
have
looks
to-
like if Tero was 9 feet tall, bald, and didn't have a nose.
No, I did
Crearyn's
ask-
all
I
about
did
the
ask question.
exchange,
I'm
so
sorry.
Crearyn is not about to kiss Old Stinky to get their visage.
They give
They
you
don't have to do it. It's
give you a
a
handshake.
trade. Yeah, they are. That is true.
I mean, I also did ask if you could only do part of it last week.
Oh right, and you said
That's
no.
I
good.
don't know if I can or not. Now.
I'm gonna say no
All or
because you said
nothing.
no last week. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Eventually, after an hour of drifting across the endless sea of muck, you finally reach a towering mountain of petrified, fetid waste and hardened fecal matter. Sorry, it's a rough place. Nestled at the base of this rancid heap is a massive door cobbled together from whatever solid scraps the mire could offer. Old Stinky hops off the ferry with a grin, stretches out a filthy hand to each of you, helping you off onto this platform that snakes towards the mountain.
Right.
Don't worry, friends. Things are about to get much more exciting. Smiles. No need to fear this place. No gutterlings yet.
I'm trying to remember. Do we have Penny and Errol with us?
Up to you.
I don't remember where we were before this. I would probably leave
In an
Penny.
inn.
Yeah,
We
I
were-
feel fine leaving Penny like just to. In the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, Penny would probably just go, and honestly, being kind of dormant would probably just want to be helpful. So maybe just
Right.
as taking drinks back and forth.
Okay, cool. He leads you all towards the door, pushes it open,
Come though. Errol
Okay.
lead.
revealing a massive castle-like interior forged from petrified solidified muck. Flickering candles glow everywhere, each protected under glass domes, likely to keep the methane-rich air from igniting. Come, not far now. And he leads you all through winding corridors, layered with
Had the
grime.
worst intrusive thought.
Yes. Oh, to lift one of the glass domes and
No,
keep-
to create my own fire.
Oh, and TPK the party? You could do that.
Yeah.
You follow him through the winding corridors layered with grime, where crude finger-painted murals decorate the walls. All in the same color, strangely enough. Every so often, a muffled scream echoes from behind the plastered filth. And as he's leading you all, his head swivels completely around like an owl's to face you all while he's leading. Ignore the screams. Sometimes the walls get lively. And then his head just kind of turns back around. Here, just so you all feel comfortable. And he presses a finger into one section of the wall, and it softens like a thick mud. And a grotesque face made from the muck and old waste bulges outward, emitting this terrifying ear-splitting scream. But the moment it notices Old Stinky, it kind of just sinks back into the wall. They don't know your stench yet. Thought you were intruders. Isn't that cute?
It's adorable.
Yeah.
He guides you
Indeed.
down a flight of slick, grime-encrusted stone steps into a cavernous chamber that resembles a grotesque laboratory. The walls are lined with shelves holding jars brimming with unspeakable filth, and massive vats of bubbling sludge simmer away in some corners. At the far end is a makeshift forge that crackles, its flames stoked by heaping mounds of what appears to be dried excrement. The forge, as requested. Use it as much as you need, but you must promise me, before the month is out, you must bring me a sample of the Rime King's excrement. Or before the next month is out, you must bring me a sample of the Rime King's excrement.
Wait, can we even travel that far?
That's so far
Okay.
away.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll
that'd be
figure it
more
out, I guess.
Traveling than we've done in
Hey.
3 weeks.
it's stupid, but maybe I can bring him to us.
For him to shit for us?
Yeah, how
Well,
we
like-
gonna give him the shit for us?
Metamucil?
Go at him while he's sleeping. Get him
Fiber?
some prunes.
It seems like that might be a difficult task. Are you not up for it?
I mean, he's only the most powerful creature on the entire continent.
That's not true
Besides
at
you,
all.
of course.
That's not
It's
true at
Besides you.
all.
Besides you.
Respectfully, I think it's
Res-
I think it's the timeline that bucks me more because we'd all like to do unspeakable harm.
Fine,
Kill
fine.
Old
Offer
arcade.
me up alternative excrement. Pitch me.
Oh no! I'm saying we could do. Listen,
Equally.
I would love nothing
pitch
more.
me more excrement.
I
Abraham-
would love nothing more than to cover you in Rime King excrement. I'm just thinking that the timeline is going to be hard. So if we maybe set up, could we set up some sort of postal system where we offer you, where we send you from time to time any exotic filth we find? Is that something you'd be into until we bring you the final booty of the Rime
So
Kings?
you're saying no time frame, but in the meanwhile you will send me new and delicious excrement that I haven't had before.
Almost like a
Wild
warlock
you-
patron.
Wild that you just said delicious, but I take it your meaning.
What does my descendant think? Looks towards Tero.
Huh?
What?
You are clearly one of the Shadowfell elves, yes?
That's a complicated question.
Well, we look similar with eyes, skin.
Do you might say I'm a convert.
Ooh. What do you think of sending me exotic poop until I get the Rime King's poop?
I think that sounds like a delightful idea. Would you like any of us to drop trowel right here and give you any?
If you're willing.
I mean, I'm fairly exotic, I feel like.
Oh. Give me a moment. And he reaches into his bag on his back and pulls out a jar and hands it to you.
Do you have the day's paper? Maybe a magazine?
Or a good book.
He rips off a piece of his clothes and hands it to you.
It's
It's already covered in shit.
I'm more meant for reading, but I appreciate
Tero,
the consideration.
Tero, here, and Abraham will pull another tadpole out, and out of his head, he'll pull out like a kind of spectral tadpole. Um, and like, what what you need to get you going, to get things moving.
A warm place to squat and a bit of literature. I don't get much fiber in my diet.
Literature. Right. Right. And the tadpole will have a uh like a play. What do you call it? What's the screenplay?
What's the title of the screenplay?
The title is Live and Let Die.
Oh, we went.
And he'll just
Opening of
toss
Shrek 3.
he'll toss it to you whenever
Thank
you
you.
want.
If you need a warm place to squat, there are many.
Lovely.
For the rest of you, though,
Tero's gonna go off to poop.
you say you will give me more interesting excrement until there is a time where I will get the Rime King's excrement.
That feels like a man. I would take that to be a deal.
Who is making this promise with me?
Scooch, obviously. He's the one who volunteered.
Oh, perfect.
Actually, no, I think I thought that was you, Crearyn.
Oh, no.
And Abraham's gonna speak in Crearyn's head. Oh wait, Scooch is doing this for you.
Far from it. I advised you against this.
Who
I
is-
think it's a safe idea, Scooch.
All
he,
right. I
he
hope your weapon is worth it.
he snapped his fingers and he cleans off his right hand completely and holds it outwards. Just a simple shake on it.
Always been a pinky man, still.
Then he puts out a pinky, which you can like. It's like this long. And he just like
Whoa.
it like wraps completely around yours, just like yeah, like a corkscrew,
And it, like,
just like.
twirls around your wrist.
Makes like a ratcheting sound as he straightens it.
And then yeah, he do a pinky promise, and Scooch, you feel this like tingle run up your spine.
You just help me. You help me get some sort of poo-oast going, and we'll get you that poo.
A pact has been formed. A promise has been formed between us, my friend.
Oh yeah.
We are bonded now.
Hey, I got a question. You talking about Madrigan? You ever get back to her realm? 'Cause I
Oh
could leave-
no!
No, I'm saying I could leave your packages there.
Don't quite know how Mother would react to me sneaking around, but I'm up for it.
Great, then you'll have a fresh delivery.
We used to play hide and seek sometimes with the mortals that she would catch. Very fun.
Right on. So we'll be able.
Some of
to
them became the gutterlings.
Oh shit! Y'all are making them too?
No.
Hey.
It's just we bring them here. If they fall here, they come here. They end up here, or they get lost here, and they never get found. And the muck takes them, and they become gutterlings.
Okay. Well, yeah. It's that's what we'll have a we'll be able to leave them by a door.
Perfect. I think this is going to be a very beneficial friendship.
I think so too. Actually, if you could, I was wondering, as part of this little dealio, could you teach my man Abraham some sort of teleportation?
Oh, not teleportation.
Maybe some sort of message. Maybe some sort of
We'll figure it out.
Wards.
sort of arcane communication. Maybe
Wards, glyphs.
I've heard, I'm just coming off the top of my dome here. Maybe some sort of ward or glyph, or maybe you call it a schliff.
Let's add on to our pact then. His finger still wrapped around yours.
Oh,
For every
okay.
piece of excrement you send me that I find desirable, I will teach your friend a spell.
Okay, well,
Some of them may not be. Some of them may be beyond his comprehension for a while, unable to use.
as it keeps wrapping around.
Yeah, it's like down to your wrist by now.
Oh, okay.
So, and
Yeah.
he tickles your wrist a little bit. So,
How's it
Oh,
so?
like right in here.
yeah.
It's so cold and so clammy.
Oh,
but
would you? I can warm it up for you.
No, I'm good. It's good.
Yes. Once you drop off the excrement at Lady Matrigan's and I pick it up, I will leave behind
Ooh, ooh.
a piece of scripture.
Good. That sounds. Well.
Hopefully, you will all be able to cooperatively translate it. But you have a descendant of mine. They may be able to help with the translation.
Yep.
The finger, and then you feel this another cold shiver go up your spine, and then the finger retracts. Perfect.
Okay. Samira.
Yeah.
You are now my
You
best
sure?
friend, Scooch. We are bonded for eternity.
Oh no, eternity.
Oh, of course. Unless the deal. Once the deal is finished, that bond will not be as strong.
Veer.
But if you
Okay.
die before the deal is done,
Okay. You say all this after. God damn it.
I assume your Fey friend.
You
here
always
would
gotta
have-
ask about the
I
fan
assume the
print.
Fey friend you have would have told you the nature of Fey contracts.
Well, all I get is a bunch of busted chops all the time. I'm just trying to help out, and now all of a sudden, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah. Listen, I guess not.
Would you like me to punish them?
No, because I am now some sort of lieutenant and some sort of lieutenant in a shit army.
Oh,
So
is it dangerous out there where you're going to gather feces?
every day, all the time, we're
Oh.
just getting it right in the neck.
Well, I need to make sure you stay alive then, correct?
Well, I wouldn't be mad about staying alive.
They- May
Could
I?
you- if
do I
I
have
may
do I have
ask-
consent to hug you? Here. He
Do I have consent to hold my breath the entire time?
Of course, do whatever you like.
Okay, embrace me.
He wraps both arms around Scooch nearly and picks Scooch up and
Oh,
basically
I'm so tiny.
basically you can't see Scooch anymore.
Oh.
And then
Fully engulfed.
whispers into Scooch where Scooch's ears would be. I gift you the shadows, my friend. May they keep you safe and protected. You feel another chill up your spine, and he sets you down. Scooch, I'm gonna.
I
Add,
immediately cast prestidigitation on Scooch.
I am adding the shadow touched feat to your
Ooh.
character sheet.
Ooh.
Yeah. Obviously, feel free to. I'll add it, and then feel free to tweak it as you may, because it does give you access to some spells.
Oh shit.
Have to be
As
poop
part
related.
As part
Stinky
of
related.
this casting of prestidigitation, Samira's just gonna salute Scooch and say, "Commodore."
That's
By the way,
funny. That's
this guy is such a FromSoft character. Like
Yes.
he reminds me of the Dung Eater mixed
Yeah,
with
with patches.
I was gonna say physically, he's like Dung Eater in patches, but then physically he reminds me of either the Smith from Elden Ring,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
that guy, or the Madness boss from the DLC.
You know what? I was sitting here, Old Stinky. I was sitting in a place of judgment. I gotta be honest with you. I was sitting here in a place of judgment as the Shadow Touch one hits him.
Yeah.
Starts to feel a little stronger. And I was sitting here in a place of judgment. I was being a real. You know what? If I'm being honest, I'll tell you true. It's kind of being a dick, but only inside.
That's all
I was
right. I
poison-
understand.
I was poisoning myself, but you know what? I don't think we're so different because you know what I did? I made myself the perfect bolt for distraction. You know what happens when this here bolt gets implanted in a wall?
No.
Releases a fart smell.
Oh,
Perfect distraction.
of course.
Now I'm realizing I was sitting here fighting. We're fighting the same battle. I was being a dick. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
that's
you know
all
what?
right.
I appreciate that hug. Y'all should get a hug. Everybody should go. Try, be cool. That's what
Yes,
I'm saying.
everyone. Oh, Tero's got everyone. Come in for a hug.
Yeah, no, everybody, come on.
We're
Come
gonna
on
be.
in.
We have to. We're gonna be
All
Good,
right.
friends.
thank you.
All
No,
right,
I'm good.
all
I'm good.
Scooch,
Yeah.
you got just away with words.
So, Scooch, I selected intelligence because that looks like it's your primary spellcasting feature. But you can pick either wisdom or charisma to boost up by one with it. So I'll go back to no choice made. It gives you access to invisibility, and then you get to pick another first level spell of your choice, which is what'll be in the list when you look at it.
Right on. Yeah, because I think my intelligence got maxed.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, you'll have access to the invisibility spell, and then another necromancy or illusion or necromancy spell of your choice. But yeah, it's there for you to tweak as you like.
Right on.
Nice.
You.
Okay, hug, everyone. Picks up Abraham and just nestles
Roll.
Abraham.
right.
Yes.
Oh,
You're
it's a
very
lot of,
Doing this for Scooch.
You're very slimy.
lot of bad.
Yes.
Not-
Yeah. I'm quite viscous. Might
Sets you
slip
down.
right out of your hands.
Sets you
yeah.
down. Looks over to Crearyn. Would you like a hug, Crearyn?
Sure.
Lifts you
Sure.
up whoop, and pulls you close. Whispers in your ear. Tick tock. And sets you down. That was just for fun. It didn't mean anything.
Right. It was nice. You got a heck of an embrace.
Of course. Samira, would you like a hug? Would it feel better if it came from a loved one?
No, I'll take a hug from you, sir. And
Scoops you up. Whoop. Oh, you're very cold.
yeah, it's cold outside.
Like shifts you around to up to his ears.
Oh, I'd appreciate it if you would stop jerking me around.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have a pulse. I was concerned. And sets you down.
No, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
Perfect. Use the forge to your usage. Do what you want. When Tero returns, simply put the excrement up on a shelf.
I'm just imagining hearing coughing off in the distance.
Once the excrement is
Whistling.
brought, put it up on a shelf. Once you're done with the forge, simply call out. I will find you and take you back to where you belong. And he simply just sinks into the floor. Disappears. A couple bubbles. And
Okay.
then it goes
all
back
right.
to it goes back to a solid floor.
Go over to the ferry then, and I make sure to take apart the sail. And
Yeah.
Make sure to grab Samira's cloak and be like, yep, thanks Samira for letting me borrow that.
Yeah, as you get your way back to
Yeah,
where the ferry is parked outside this castle. Yeah, there's just numerous stretching corridors, all decorated with clearly poop painted finger paintings everywhere. But you can return to the.
All right, so you said you had some Crearyn. You said you had some iron, and Samira, you said you had some iron you could part with.
Yeah, I got a couple of daggers that you can have. I don't really use them much. Used to use them in a throwing act, but I don't think any of you would mind me throwing daggers at you for entertainment.
Well,
No.
we looked at that earlier today, and it's not steel. It has to be iron.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
gotta
you
be
you all
iron.
would have mostly steel. Yeah.
Well, the offer stands if anyone wants to have daggers thrown in them for money.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, his head comes back up, just like this. Is there any materials you require for your work?
Man, some iron ingots would be just
Oh.
a slice of heaven.
A hand comes up through the muck, and his fingers twist and twiddle like he's creating something from nothing, and he just creates a handful of 6 iron ingots and just hands them over.
Well, that is
I'll
just
go grab 'em.
Could I make a request?
Perhaps.
Just a couple of small, simple ingredients. Niter, sulfur, and pine tar. For a spell of mine.
I can do sulfur.
Okay. Well, it's better than...
Oh man, we know you can do sulfur. Woo!
He
I'll take a bit of
he
sulfur.
gestures towards one of the jars on the shelves, and it floats over to his hand. He uncorks it and pulls out this massive log. This came from a wolf. And he basically
That's
disintegrates.
a heck of a wolf.
He disintegrates it and turns it into like a yellow powder, and then just hands it over. There you are, sulfur as requested.
Thank you. This is perfect, actually. Thank you so much.
I have all the shit you may need, and he disappears back into the floor. Tero, how are you doing?
Fine, probably takes a minute. He didn't necessarily need to go, so he's just like sitting there. Like, I imagine Tero can do like a knees to elbows squat,
Perfect.
which is perfectly. So just pants totally off, draped over
Yeah.
something nearby. His shirt is kind of very voluminous, and so to make sure it doesn't get in the way, it's kind of like tucked up, and he's holding it in his teeth.
Perfect.
And then he's just got like his elbows on his knees, squatting over the jar with the screenplay in hand, just reading it.
All right.
Because it was the tadpole thing, as you're reading it, you see flashes of a bit of Abraham's experience seeing the Elder Brain do the possess and dominate people to perform perform parts of the play. And it's
Oh, yeah, I remember.
put intermittently in there, and you'll see that up until like a fight scene, he'll maintain complete control until the it's someone's death scene, and then he'll release control, and then they get their full consciousness and facilities about them as they're dying. Yeah,
So that's what you see while taking a shit.
and it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Eventually, I
Don't
see.
you have any
Eventually,
elder brain nursery rhymes?
Eventually, I'd say you'd probably finish up, get it nicely
Yeah.
set in the jar, and you could return to the group if you wish.
Comes back down to the jar, full of liquid.
Gross. Vile.
Man had too much fiber today.
Yeah, no, this looks
No,
this
no,
about
that's not
right to
enough.
me.
Never mind.
as
With
a
that.
as a bird person looks about right. To
You're just like, yeah, what's wrong with that? That looks perfectly normal. I don't know why else
Sounds
you're
all right.
coming out so solid. You put any nuts and seeds or something? What's going on?
me. Less seeds than I'm used to, but
So, what are you planning to do with the forge, Scooch?
I'm planning on making an iron weapon for Crearyn. Hey, Crearyn, listen, I'm usually really busy. I see that weapon on your hip there. What were you hoping to make? I could make some cool shit, man.
So I was thinking of
Need like a throwing weapon, like a 5-bladed throwing weapon that
no,
you
I
can
wanted
bind
something
to
that
control and slice through, and could only be made better by slaying people. You pull it out of them. I don't know, just whatever you're thinking.
no. That's a great thought. But
Yeah, maybe I'll do
I
that.
was-
I'll maybe have that one be a personal thing for me.
Crearyn's gonna grab a book, and you see it is it is bound by a little locket, but it's like tied effectively, and then bound by a little locket, and they grab a small little key. They unlock it, and they open it, and they begin to flip through pages, and they get through like a chunk. You would think it's 100 total pages. They probably get through like maybe 50 to 60 pages before they get to a blank space, and they begin to draw out an item and a weapon of sorts. And now that we have more iron, there's more to play with. You see, it begins to look like they begin to draw. They have like a point. It kind of looks like one side is like a pickaxe, so it has that curved kind of pointed place, and then on the back end, it has like a sizable like bludgeoning side to it, and it's ornate in some details. Don't know how much Scooch can do in that regard. Have an idea.
I am proficient.
I'm gonna send you the image, Scooch, specifically.
I have a question.
Let's see, you have that.
Yeah, what's up?
This forge.
Yeah.
What is it fueled with? I know you can use like coals.
Like dried X,
Yeah.
like they used to fuel like stoves and stuff with back in the day.
Is
So-
that like front facing, or is there like a
Front facing.
side area? Okay.
There's a flame. So let me see. I also am gonna pull out my shovel. And so you hand him the book with the drawing.
Oh no, they don't hand over the book. They
Show.
are showing it directly to you. Effectively, for the sake of everyone, it is a war pick, just solid iron, except there will be wrappings because playing into that.
Oh yeah.
So it's meant to be a heavier, weightier weapon, have that force behind it, but allow Crearyn to make the either bludgeoning aspect of it or a like deadly force on the other side, but bludgeoning or piercing. Yeah.
And then he pulls a shovel out and he goes, just looks at it. Kind of like logging stuff. And then you see next to him, Errol floats up and does like kind of the same motion of like fast reading, like doing like
Gonna look at Penny. Is Penny here?
No.
no. Penny's back up. She's helping with drinks.
Oh right.
And like just going. Okay. And then here, throws you a shovel, Crearyn. You're gonna have to help me keep this thing hot, so you're gonna have to dig in some fuel.
Crearyn's gonna toss over the spear, and the dagger.
Okay.
I'll take all 6 ingots.
Okay.
Can I ask another question?
Yep.
Regarding this forge.
Yep.
If Abraham has a look at it, can he tell while they're like setting stuff up? Can he tell if there's if this forge is susceptible to or heightened by I don't know, like meaningful connection in that, like, is there anything magical about it other than
Do you have
like, for instance,
do you have detect magic?
No.
Then you'd have to like really study it and give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. It's an 18.
It looks like an unassuming forge. Nothing really you
Okay.
can really point out.
All right.
Scooch, this forge looks basic and mundane, but to you get a sense that this forge can do anything for some reason.
Right on. And you know what? I don't want to waste
And
time.
Abraham, yeah, you don't get that feeling that Scooch gets.
I don't want to, tarry too much. I want to be mindful of all y'all because if I'm being honest and looking around, like, don't want to be a dick. but this place fucking stinks. So I am probably going to use a little magic. Okay. All right. Cool.
Whatever you need.
Glad y'all are happy.
So Scooch,
assist
as you like begin to like use the forge, power it up, and like get it like going.
He puts his hand over, and I want to cast heat metal.
Okay, before you do,
Okay.
as you go to start the forge, a voice kind of emanates from it. Just checking if you are a friend of name redacted. Monitoring, and this kind of like the forge begins to light up in places, and like a blight kind of begin to like wash over Scooch. Friend detected. Full access of the forge available.
Yay.
And the forge, the glamour that was on the forge fades away, and you are now looking at this strange, ephemeral, shifting, impossible mote of creation just floating before you.
Dang! Oh, dang! Woo! This is
So basically, now you're technically attuned to this forge through your pact with Old Stinky. You get a sense that this forge can nearly create anything that you hold in your mind's eye. The more difficult it is to kind of conceptualize and create from nothingness, the more difficult it will be to create. If you have the components, it makes it easier. But basically, for example, you could be like, I want a sword. For example, like you want a sword that can double as a gun. For example, like a gun blade. The forge can do that. Just using not using a blueprint, but using whatever the blueprint you have in your mind.
as you build it. Yeah. So
Yeah. It's very much like connected to you, like in tandem almost.
Yeah. Okay. So it temporarily is symbiotic.
Yeah.
Working. It's a channel.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh shit! Yeah, let's get this going.
Everybody else does see the forge kind of shift as well and change when Scooch interacts with it.
Well, I guess there's a lot of stuff I just don't know. I didn't even see that it could do that.
Listen, you gotta take a chance on Stinky sometimes,
Yeah.
and this is what'll this will come up on you. Dang, dude. All right.
I do wonder if the fuel is significant.
Well, actually, come over here for a second, Abraham. I can show you about the fuel. He brings you over.
Right.
I just really wanted to make Crearyn shovel shit for as long as till he notices.
Right.
Till they notice. Pardon me.
Yeah. I think, and maybe this is, I mean, I've been wrong more times than I can count, but I feel if we're making something special here, I think a little bit of everyone should be in it. So if we're talking fuel, I think we all take a little shit in that fuel.
I mean, first we're making Crearyn shovel very hard, packed in tufts. But if you want to,
No, we still make him
No.
shovel. We just don't use it.
that's what I'm saying. If you want to add a little touch,
Get
of
them all dirty. Get them all dirty.
Scooch, you'd know only the dried stuff would work. Fresh shit would not work.
Oh, okay.
Well,
dried
I can
out.
dry out the shit.
Yeah.
Crearyn.
What have
No,
we become?
This is like we're gonna be out here real soon. This is just a tie over because Sam wasn't here and we were gonna get to Volkill and do that stuff.
No.
And I wanted to save it.
Love it.
Crearyn, you've been shoveling this shit for like a couple minutes now, probably 5 minutes. Make me a perception check.
This is relied on
Whatever. Sight,
As
what people are talking
Crearyn?
about. Smell. eyesight.
As Crearyn
whatever you want.
shoveling, can
12.
I see if they're starting to get a little tired or
No,
annoyed?
it's not been that long. What'd you get? Sorry,
Okay.
Crearyn?
12.
12? Yeah, you like as you go to like take the last load, you look over and the forge has changed, and there is no entrance for it to be fueled by poop anymore. It is purely just fueled by whatever the creator thinks of. So your work has not been required for the last few minutes.
Am I done?
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do.
Here, one last one, and Crearyn's going to take a big scoop of dry stuff and just heave it right toward Abraham and Scooch.
All right, both of you make dex saves. Actually, no. Crearyn, make a. They're unaware that you're going to throw shit at them,
Yeah.
so you have advantage on this. Give me a ranged weapon attack with advantage.
Okay.
Okay. Do I have a ranged
And
weapon?
I'm gonna say because they don't know
I
it's
do.
coming, they're not gonna have
Not
reactions if it hits.
proficient, so it's just
Oh,
like a
no
dex check.
reactions. Okay.
So that's a 26.
Oh
On
yeah,
a dex check?
Wait, that's your javelin to hit.
I
Yeah.
know, but it's a ranged weapon. It's the only range
I
weapon
said
that I
ranged
have.
weapon attack.
Oh. But you're proficient. Okay.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Okay.
It's for
Okay.
comedy. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you throw it back and you just no, you don't splatter them because it's dry, but you pelt both of them with dried shit.
The entrance moved. I'm sorry. My apologies. Do you want the shovel back? Scooch.
Matter of fact, I do.
All right. I had a small request.
Oh,
with this creation.
After throwing shit at them.
hold on. No.
You had me shoveling shit that didn't need to be shoveled.
Then you threw some at me. I think we're even.
Was throwing it back into the last little bit right there.
Okay. What's your request?
So I just have a little bit of this residual stuff.
What is this? What is show? Tell me. Use
I'm
your
gonna
word.
open the pouch, and it's little like just a little bit of that fine powder left.
Is this just some kind of drug stoner thing?
You should be able to just work it into the metal. I just want the essence of it to be there.
All right. Well, I've got one of those melting pots going, and I do heat metal on the metal
Yep.
as I dump in the dust. So I cast heat metal
Okay.
to make it so much faster.
And also, since you're using this forge powered by a mode of creation in your own, basically,
Oh,
imagination,
Okay.
what mental stat would you like to use for this roll?
Intelligence.
Go for it. You can add your proficiency bonus as well because you are proficient with smithing tools
Yeah.
and tinkering tools and whatever else tools create things.
So I'm gonna do an intelligence roll. This will be +3 onto this.
Nice.
Can I bless?
Not great.
Yeah, you can.
So
You can bless them. Yeah.
Oh, that's not gonna work for this, unfortunately.
No, so it'll be so it's 16
Okay.
plus what was the bless?
It blesses attack roll or saving throws.
Oh right.
Yeah, wouldn't work here.
Uh,
I don't have
right
guidance.
Okay, so it's 16.
16. And you're just making a war pick, right? Nothing super complicated. Okay.
No, it is going to be intricate, and I am also going to make it as comfortable in hands as possible.
Okay. Cool.
I'm also going to put made by.
Oh, made by. Okay.
Made by. Yeah,
So as you're like working,
made by Scooch.
as you finish, and the thought you continue just to think on what you're making,
Mhm.
it begins to like form and materialize within the center of this like moat, and it's like floating there, like it's being created in the same time as you think about it, like what you want it to look like, where you want certain things to be, focusing on your work. Like you're physically doing things,
And I
and
want to
it's
like
forming it.
use my lightning hammer, like
Okay.
fly up, and then throw down the lightning hammer and have it even ornamentally put lightning, like have it like
Okay.
hit by lightning, so then it speckles across it.
Okay, cool. Are you looking to make this a magic weapon or no?
Yeah, if I have that option, I'd like to make it magic, but
Okay.
I understand if I need a different roll or if I need
It'd just be an additional roll. It'd just be an Arcana.
okay. Is that plus proficiency or is it?
Yeah, because you're still tinkering away. Yeah.
So I'll add +3 to this roll.
Yep.
There's an Arcana. Ooh, damn! Might not make it happen. That
Okay.
was a natural, but the total comes to 12.
Okay. So you perfectly create this warpick envisioned in Crearyn's drawings in your mind. Unfortunately, it is not +1. It is just a standard warpick, and it is
With
created.
essence or
Yeah.
whatever drug.
So instead of taking like many work weeks as it does to craft something in D&D, this forge does it based on these skill checks in basically the span of like an hour as it takes to like focus on this. So yeah, you finish creating the warpick, and the forge kind of shimmers a little bit and then reverts back to its original self, and you get the sense it probably can't be used again by you for a while.
Yeah, I bet.
AKA probably like 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, he has it, spins it on top of his hand, goes through it, and hands the hilt to Crearyn.
All right. As Crearyn goes to grab it, those shadows extend off the hand and envelop the weapon.
Okay.
Flavoring that to be the next hex weapon.
Okay.
What do we say?
Oh, thank you.
Ah, just nothing.
As you finish building this warpick, Tero finishes bringing his shit. Old Stinky walks through out of one of the walls.
Mm-hmm.
And how did it go? How was the forge?
Pretty good. The forge was actually really fantastic. I think, it's a poor craftsman that blames his tools, and I have absolutely no blame for these tools. And,
It's tricky to get used to.
yeah, I wish I could have done it a little better, but you know what? It gives me something to shoot for, so...
Well.
Yeah, so maybe next time when I come in and I make something,
Oh.
maybe if you need anything, I can make something for
Of
you.
course. We made a deal, of course. And,
Yeah.
oh, what is this? And he wanders over to Tero and takes the jar of wet shit.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Perfect. We did make a deal. And he puts the jar up on the shelf, labels it Tero. Ooh. He looks at you.
Mm-hmm.
What name would you like me to put on this jar? Your first,
Tero.
your real name, your alias, your full name, your identity, your secret identity, whatever you prefer.
Well, I suppose if you're labeling it, you could put my full name instead of my nickname,
Of
Def
course.
Tero.
Def Tero. Perfect.
Tero's a shortened name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Def Tero.
First time it's come up.
Yep.
DEFTERO.
23 sessions. Writes it down.
Tero.
And then looks over to Abraham. We made a deal, my friend. For shit, you get shit.
Right, yeah.
He
Give me the shit.
For shit.
he scrapes some stuff off the wall, like just muck, slaps it together in his hands and forms it into like a sheet of paper, and scribbles down something on it, and hands you a glyph of warding spell. A page. It'll obviously take the same amount of components to put it into your book and everything, but there it is.
Right. Excellent. I'll need to study this. Alright. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Before you leave, I have something for you, Scooch, to help you in your journeys as well.
Oh, hey, man.
From what I understand, the place you are is very desolate. It's hard to come by things and services.
Yeah, sometimes,
He
we were...
walks over to the forge and powers it up, and it turns back into the mode of creation. I see you wander around with a mechanical dog. I would like to make an attachment for it, if that's all right.
Oh, yeah, shit. Penny'd love something like that. I've been thinking about all sorts of things.
Fuck yes, he rolled so good.
Penny can produce actual shits now.
You see something weird forging. It's like this attachment that sits like it's like built into Penny, like inside them.
Okay.
It just looks like a little. It's like he's designed like a Polly Pocket collapsible thing,
Mm-hmm.
and he hands it to you. It is a miniature forge built inside your dog.
Oh, dang,
Think of it
dude.
as like a little miniature workspace.
Oh, this is perfect. Oh, it's like that pop-up grill I made with Jeff when I was like younger.
Of course.
Dang, dude.
See, basically, he gives you this thing you can put inside Penny. The next time you have a long rest,
Yeah.
and you can have Penny's back basically open up into like a tiny portable makeshift like forge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you all have any more business here in the stink?
No, I think I'm good, thank you. I think I got everything I came for.
Perfect.
No, I got more than enough. Dang, dude.
Then I shall return you to the material. And just basically like sticks a finger in the air and unzips it. And you can see he opens up a doorway back into his inn room in Tundrathel.
What's funny is it smells sweeter out there.
Of course.
When I first got there, oof, dang. Steps through.
Goodbye, my friends. Good luck in your travels.
Good.
Yeah, thanks again, Old Stinky.
And remember our deal.
We'll hook you up with fresh poos at least every other day, maybe.
You wouldn't want me to come collecting.
Maybe a couple times. Maybe once a week at longest. We'll hook you up with fresh poos. It's a weird thing we're doing, but hey, you know what? Path is set out before you. You just got to walk it.
Yes.
Brandon's gonna leave.
Goodbye, my friends.
Thank you.
Later, skater.
That is scatter.
Dig it.
And then zips it back up, and you're all standing back in his inn room, just as the sun has begun.
scatter.
The mad scatter. Just as the sun begins to set, you all have rooms here in the inn, so you can each find those and take a rest if required, because it may be needed for the day following this.
Yes, please.
Looking at Abraham, looking at this spell scroll, can he?
Oh, it's not a spell scroll. It's just like he created a spell book page and just have the spell transcribed on it.
Oh,
you still have to
okay.
you still have to do all the rules for adapting it to your spell book.
That I would for a spell scroll.
Yeah, no, but this isn't a spell scroll.
Got it. Okay, so got it. Okay.
It's like if you found somebody's spell book and you have to transcribe the spell over. It's basically he just gave you a page of his spell book.
Excellent. Looking at that, does it look similar to what Abraham saw on the walls in that room that he couldn't decipher earlier?
Yeah, just a glyph of warding, essentially.
Right. Okay. Cool. I mean, you say just a glyph of warding, but Abraham doesn't know what that is.
Brandon's gonna be spending the evening polishing their fucking gear, washing themselves,
just polishing all your gear,
like getting the gunk off of it.
Oh,
Ew, no.
You guys just hear Crearyn polishing their gear in the next room over. Yeah, you all have private rooms. Scooch, as soon as you bring that, as soon as you choose to integrate that device with Penny, it's basically like nanotechnology, kind of like.
Yep. I think it starts doing that. And
yeah.
Then, yeah. So it'd be on her back, and so actually she is gonna change breeds yet again.
Okay.
And so she's gonna be probably closer to. Like she's gonna need to be a little wider. We're actually gonna get rid of her tail. She's gonna be more like a Rottweiler now.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
A little more scoot in her booty. A little more scoot, a little wider head. That wide like that one. Still Penny in there. But this is Penny. I believe we are up to Mark
5?
more 4 or 5.
Yeah,
I think it's
something like that.
We're at 5.
I'll let you guys know.
But as you all kind of like retire to your
Yeah, she's got like a wide enough thing to So she's big enough.
perfect. As you all retire to your own little private rooms in the inn
Mark 5.
and settle down. We're gonna take a break because we didn't do that last week. So break time.
Huzzah.
Bye.
Big time.
All right. You all spend the night in your rooms doing whatever it was, transcribing spells, adapting your dog, polishing your tools. You all, if you choose, if you'd like, gain the benefits of a long rest. But it's not mandatory. You can choose not to sleep.
Some of us.
Yeah, you all
We
awake
slept in.
in your
We
separate
slept in the
rooms.
inn, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Did we see, like an arm? We didn't happen to see like any armory or anything
Not in this
as we
town.
walk through
Not-
town?
Not in this
No?
town, no.
Okay.
That's why you specifically sought out Old Stinky to go to his forge.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Never mind.
And you're all on your 16th day together.
Ooh.
Woo.
Yeah, you all wake up. Different rooms. Someone may have slept in Old Stinky's room.
All
Is
right.
there a tanner in town?
Nope. Oh, probably, actually,
No?
yeah.
Okay. I want to go out early in the morning and try to get just like a real thin strip of leather from a tanner
Okay. Let me
for
see.
like a necklace.
I'm not gonna do a whole scenario with that.
Another the Tanners.
The Tanners
realm
quest now.
of Shadowfell.
Come to my realm where you have to skin the creature yourself.
It's actually just noose.
You're just looking for like leather strips, basically.
Yeah, just like a thin strip of leather that I can use as a necklace.
Okay. Let's say that will cost you. My God, that'll cost you. Fuck it. Let's say 1 silver.
It'll
piece.
cost you a chicken.
1 silver piece.
How's a silver do?
1 silver piece.
All right, great. Oh, did I do add instead of subtract?
Uh oh. Gonna have to
I
get rid of your
did.
character then.
New character.
Yep.
Roll them up.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Sick.
Oh God.
And then I'm gonna go up to Scooch. Hey Scooch, could I ask you for a favor?
Yeah, I mean everybody else asked me for favors. Let's do it. All right, I need you to wrap your stinky pinky around my.
Nope, not that kind. No, not that kind of favor.
No, okay, all right. What can I do you for?
I'm gonna pull out Mother's coin.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Would you be able to just punch a little hole in this, and just in the top here?
No, well, shit. Actually, what I can do is because I see the leather, I can wrap it without damaging the coin. I have leather work.
Really?
I have leather
You can
work
do that?
tools that I'm proficient in. Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, can
Hell
you
yeah.
do that? Do that for me?
Yeah.
easily
that-
done.
Thank you so much.
And I'm able to weave it in so that it
Mm-hmm.
very much. Would you like a thicker? I was thinking like maybe a thicker corded something or other.
Thinking maybe like a braided choker or something.
Exactly where I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yep. So then you have the coin here, and then it comes back, and there's
Yeah.
the end. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
probably gonna take me about an hour of working, but I'll get back to you.
All right.
Ah,
Thank you so much,
And then,
Scooch.
and then it is like just real like summer camp friendship braiding, but like making sure things go over as
Find a few letter beads in there and stick it on the cordage.
Yeah, well, I mean that's how it's gonna clasp and back, but then yeah, just making sure to like wrap and make sure the coin it's gonna come over it enough so that the coin doesn't like pop out, so that it's more laid inside the thing, so you can still see the coin behind it, but then it's up there. So yeah, just work. Just getting my tools out, softening the leather, getting it all nice and polished, so it's not rough.
Yeah.
The neck, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah. Very Katara's mother's neck.
Yeah.
Very the same vibe of Katara's mother's necklace.
Yeah.
Are you gonna start telling us? Are you gonna start telling us about how Sumaji didn't love your mother as much as you did?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I am. Because we had different moms, and of course he didn't love my mother as much as he loved his.
Well, now Samaji's dead.
Yeah, he's not here to defend himself anymore, so I can say whatever I want.
So now your default favorite.
I am the default. No, that's not true.
Yeah, you can.
That's
easily,
gotta feel great.
You can easily do that to the coin and get it turned into like a necklace.
Yeah.
It's like a choker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's more of a choker than
like a braided choker.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe.
Still gonna be
Still able to like flip between the angelic and infernal side.
Okay, cool.
It'll flip. We'll manipulate it somehow. To
yeah.
make it flip.
Perfect.
Like
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Or I can roll for it too.
No, easy peasy. Anything else in town? It is mostly just furs and stuff, so.
For me.
Okay. Who is leading the way towards Volkill?
I will lead the way, as I'm proficient in survival.
Interesting.
Yep, that helps.
As it is, I think as I'm the only one I think who is proficient.
All right,
in survival.
Samira, roll me 2
Suck whenever I
d20s.
roll.
Roll me 2 d20s.
2 d20.
Yeah, don't add anything to these.
2 18s. That would be a critical success in Daggerheart.
It would be.
Nice.
See, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at us. So, you rolled 2 of the same number. Do you know what that means in D&D?
Well, it was an 18, so hopefully it's something
Nothing.
good.
There's no blizzard
Oh.
today.
Okay, great.
So it's a clear, ish day. You are in the Arctic where it's just shit year round. But after a few hours of walking, via Samira's lead, the road,
It's very windy underwater.
the road, oh god, I can't do it.
That whiskey
I
wagon
can't describe
road.
it. The road winds,
What?
there we go. Road winds.
The winding road.
Crearyn gets hit by
The Grinding Woad.
Blah.
Yeah,
You guys are
giving
gonna throw me
commentary
off.
in the back.
Crearyn gets hit by a meteor swarm spell.
It's localized.
The road winds through the remains of a long abandoned village. Its buildings reduced to skeletal husks, overtaken by the untamed tundra. Snow and ice cling to every warped beam, while hardy grasses sprout through the shattered floors. Among the frost and rubble, small signs of life persist, shrubs bearing blueberries, and patches of stubborn tundra vegetation poke through. You all would have passed through here in the prison wagon, so that would have been your experience. Those familiar with the continent's surface lands would recognize the place as the lost village of Hawkmist. Years ago, its people vanished without a trace. Whispers tell of a plague that twisted the villagers into monsters that now haunt the region, prompting the Dominion to raise the settlement in an effort to cleanse the land of infection. And you are currently passing through it. So those of you born and raised on the surface, Abraham may have heard stories from smugglers about this place. But, yeah, you're passing through a village that was said to have been infected, turning people into monsters, and then the Dominion burned it to the ground, and you are currently passing through it, where nature has somewhat retaken it.
I'm just gonna turn to everyone and say, be very quiet.
Somebody roll me 2d20s.
Somebody or Samira?
Somebody.
I got you.
Okay.
Oh, good.
You have made fun of me
12
for
and
the last time.
Oh, no.
12 and an 18. Okay. Scooch.
Dirty 30.
Pack of 20 Gorlons come in angry.
That would be fun.
3 Tarrasques.
um. I'm feeling nice. Nothing happens.
All right.
You're just passing through
come
this. You're just passing through this ruined village.
I chose my spells and my proficiency.
Perfect.
Can I do a divine sense?
Are you gonna like move around the village, or are you just gonna do it while you're walking on the road?
My radius of that. I think it's pretty big, isn't it? 60 feet. It's not too bad.
That's
yeah,
average,
I'll kind
yeah.
of like serpentine a little bit through it.
Okay. As you explore the ruins, kind of doing your sense, you don't detect anything, but you come across a makeshift altar constructed within the crumbled remains of the old inn. It's fashioned from the broken timbers of the building, splintered furniture, and twisted strands of local vegetation. Despite its crude assembly, there's a haunting familiarity to its design. It closely resembles the form of Serendor the Silent Wolf, as he appeared in the Altar of the Moon, his wolf-like centaur shape bound in tangled vines, just made from the ruins. The individual who you allied with in the Altar of the Moon, whose symbol you've seen at the mine and at that abandoned, lumber camp.
Everyone, I think you might want to see this.
We got
Oh, fuck.
It's like there's signs of our woven friend.
This is the first one you've seen that has not been made with corpses and entrails. This is just made all from natural, woods and the nature around it and the ruins of the buildings. No bodies. And those were the symbols. This is just his entire form that's been made out of the materials.
right. You think this is when? I mean, looking at this, does it look older than the ones we've seen in the past?
No, more recent. I think the lumber camp I said was a few years, if I recall. The mine was literally a few weeks.
Yeah.
This would be years as well.
Right. I wonder if this was when it might have been a bit more peaceful, but under the oppression, they've.
Maybe that's why I got torn away. I don't know. It's good to know maybe there's signs of them beyond that one.
And then your divine sense would pick up something.
Ooh.
Oh, what is it? Actually, maybe. What does it detect again?
Celestial Fiend or Undead. I could also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated with a hollow spell.
Okay, the statue has been consecrated. So the ruins of the old inn are consecrated ground.
Interesting. Ground has been blessed. Does anybody feel a particular tie toward Serendor?
Hannah gave us his blessing a week ago.
No, we each have a totem, right? And he holds
Yeah.
up his.
We all wearing something that he gave us? What do you have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all got something.
Have the armor. You have the
I got
necklace.
this. Yeah, I got this
Yeah, Scooch has the
Well,
armor.
yeah.
Samira has the cloak. Tero has the spider suit.
Oh. We could check it out briefly. It's a quick little pit stop. See if it's worth. Fuck it. They're gonna just walk into the tavern.
All right, yeah.
Ruined tavern.
You don't really feel anything. You don't feel any different. It's a ruined inn that just this figure was built inside of the ruins. So it was definitely built after the village was definitely after the village was burned that this was made.
A bad brain.
What's up?
Gonna look at one of the walls that's slightly obscured from the road.
Yeah.
Maybe you take a little time to do your propaganda here.
There's not many people on the road. I mean,
It's not the point that we count. This is tied to him in some way. Maybe it attracts people.
The chances that people will see it are low, but not zero.
I think this is a good starter point. You build up. It may not be we passed through here, and I got curious enough, and I came and looked. You never know.
Right. I feel like what this feels like is like, how do I say it? We are in an allies area, and let's just say my paintings are meant as a sort of desecration.
You
And I
can
wouldn't
desecrate
want
the
to-
building across the street.
Right, well, you get what I'm saying.
What's this?
It's a
Yeah.
statement. I'm
Sure.
making a statement against what it's painted on or around.
Okay.
But it's good looking out. Thanks.
Sure.
So when we're looking to vandalize something, that's when we maybe
Yeah,
deal-
yeah, it's a bit of.
open the door.
Plus, I wouldn't want to put out. I mean, they clearly have made their own level of art, and it's like it'd be like just drawn over someone else's drawing, you know. It's a bit, at least with these folks, since it's their previously their stomping ground. You get it? There's a certain level of, you know, respect we should probably have.
You're the artistic one, not me. I trust your judgment. Gonna walk out.
Okay.
Continue down the road.
Okay. You all continue on. Okie dokie. I would like somebody to roll me 2d20s.
Who's next? Lex?
Yeah. I'll do it.
Just
14
shouting out
and an
names.
8.
14 and an 8. Pick one of them.
Let's go with 8.
You sure?
Yep.
Positive?
100%.
Okay. As the day goes along, the sun begins to shine. Thus, the road in this area, Crearyn, you notice a path that is a little less snowed over on the road, a more heavily traveled path on the road towards Volkel. You actually find the road. This entire time you've all been walking kind of just in the wilderness, like all across the tundra, difficult to find the roads. Crearyn, with that, you actually find a well-traveled road towards Volkel, which will less than the time it takes to get there by a few hours.
Woo.
You'll get there before
Oh.
the sun sets today, which is in 3 hours. You'll get there
Whoa.
probably within the next hour or two.
Samira, is this what you've been looking for this whole time?
I was working towards it.
I-
We just happened to be taking the scenic route because it's more discreet.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
she got us there,
Sure.
right?
I'm.
Good job.
I literally just asked if this is what we
Thank
were
you,
looking
Abe.
for. Anyway,
And I said we were working towards
we're
it.
gonna just keep walking,
Sorry.
ignoring that little spat for no reason.
Okay.
Oh, come on. You act like it's not warranted, but you bring so much
Immediately
sass.
defensive.
Not a
You
single
bring
person
so
asked for an
much sass.
inside check, or if Scooch was trying to be sassy, Carter's like,
You
"Is
know,
this what you were
sometimes
looking for?"
I don't need an insight check. I just
Yeah.
know.
That's called reading into it,
With,
projecting, if you will.
with Crearyn's discovery of the road and helping the group traverse the tundra, from your vantage point, about an hour later, a few miles down the road, a familiar grim silhouette stands against the frozen horizon. Familiar to you all. Tero, you probably feel a bubbling of excitement on where you're about to be. Perched at the edge of a wind-swept plateau in the heart of the Kaldari Expanse, the capital of the region, the fortress city of Volkill, seems carved from the ice and stone itself. Its towering walls bristle with jagged battlements and cruel iron spikes, standing as much to contain as to repel. Even from here, the city feels cold and unwelcoming, cloaked in a constant gloom. You can just make out the dense sprawl within tight alleyways because you're kind of raised up and the city is down in a plateau. So you can kind of see into the city from where you are. You can make out the dense sprawl within tight alleyways, looming structures, and narrow shops packed together in a chaotic tangle that speaks more of survival than design. As you draw nearer to Volkill, its harsh silhouette grows sharper. The walls loom high, forged of dark stone and glistening ice, bristling with jagged spikes. A small battalion of worms patrols the battlements, their figures disciplined and ever watchful. 8 more are stationed atop squat towers flanking the gate. Below them, a deep trench encircles the city, lined with the sharpened wooden stakes. The bitter wind carries with it the unmistakable stench of burning flesh, a stench you remember well. Only 2 weeks ago, when you were last in Volkill, a virulent illness had swept through the city, killing people without discrimination. The Dominion's response was swift, and it seems the corpses are still being gathered and burned 2 weeks later. As you approach the gates, a worm stationed on one of the towers calls down. Welcome, travelers. If you intend to enter Volkill, you must first be screened. The process is swift and painless. And from a hexagonal tent set up just outside the walls, a short, broad figure steps forward, clad in crimson robes and a silver plague mask adorned with small diamonds. The figure moves with calm precision. He draws forth a silver censer shaped like a dragon's head, lights it with a snap of his fingers. God, I'm so excited that we're here. Oh, man. Like, genuinely. Because we're finally getting into the meat. An herbal-scented smoke begins to drift into the cold air. I am Dr. Jorand Halvek of Nebelstadt Hospital. With a graceful motion, he waves the censer before each of you. A soft crimson light drifts from the smoke, briefly passing over your forms, before withdrawing back into the censer. And with a sharp motion, he extinguishes the flames and tucks the device away. And he looks up to the worm on the tower. They're clean! And gives a respectful bow to you all before returning to his tent. The worm turns to address you all. You may enter. Just suggest you stay clear of the cremation pits. We are still tending to the dead, and the illness is still sort of in the area, lingering around. So you don't, just be careful. He raises a horn, and moments later, the great gates of Volkill, groan open, revealing the shadowed city beyond, where you all were apprehended 2 weeks prior for various activities. Do you step forth? Tero, I imagine you were the first through the gates. Yeah, so Tero just whoop,
He's doing that thing again where his arms are inside his shirt thing, so it's just like the sleeves flapping in the wind as he just like hurries his way into the city.
Okay.
Garrett has taken that nondescript, fairly
Yeah, I assume you all would have done
Mundane.
stuff to possibly
human. Yeah.
disguise yourself or at least conceal yourselves on the road towards full kill, just in
Garrett
case.
does
Yeah,
not look like.
I
really does not-
actually use the new spell I have from the Shadow Touch. I use Disguise Self.
Perfect.
Nice.
What do you look like?
I look like a different kind of bird person.
a penguin.
Penguin.
Well, not that easily. I was going to say
Toucan.
No, you guys.
Yeah.
No, I look more like a more somber, less because there's
Okay.
I usually have like a really like bright beak and stuff, but this one is everything is very drab, like very
Okay.
honestly because of the way the animal kingdom works, it may make me look slightly more feminine as
Ah,
I'm
yes.
So I was thinking, yeah.
Duller colors, yeah. The males are always the brighter colored ones because of predators, yeah.
what's more and not intentionally, but just kind of
Yeah.
like, what don't I look like? And then so that
Okay.
also the coveralls are coming all the way up and are actually
Oh, okay.
going to be, let's say, burgundy.
Okay.
Burgundy.
Tero, did you disguise
Oh,
yourself?
so it's like a jumpsuit
Yeah.
now
Uh,
instead of coveralls.
Tero, did you disguise yourself in any way before getting into the city? Because you would stick. The people would know, would remember what you look like. You tried to kill
Yeah.
the government head.
So here's the thing about that.
Yeah, sure.
There doesn't have a lot with which to disguise himself.
Can I ask you a personal question then?
Yeah.
We're gonna be cryptic about this
Okay.
for reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Would he have looked different when he tried to kill Baron Philomen Uthred?
No, because otherwise that would be known.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
So, yeah. So
So I will say you would be noticed because they would have known, like, hey, this is what the guy looks like who tried to
Could-
kill the head of the government of this like country.
right.
Could I?
So
Could
here's
I have helped Tero with the disguise
Well,
kit?
let's see what Sam says first.
my question actually is because you kind of jumped into us at like the gates.
Yeah.
Looking at the city and the fact that Tero can climb walls,
Yeah.
would like just kind of surveying
Bypass
it,
it.
like how easily would he be able to just sneak in a different way into the city?
They are heavily guarded. This is the capital of the region.
Right.
The sun is setting though, and it does get dark pretty easily here.
Mm-hmm.
The others will go through the gate.
Yeah.
Let's
Tero
have.
might. Yeah.
Let's have
If we
Tero-
rewind a little
Also,
bit.
you can remember you can teleport too.
Yeah. So
Um,
like.
So let's have Tero make a stealth check with advantage because technically you are under the cover of darkness at this point as you get
Okay,
closer to
yeah.
the city.
So yeah, it would be probably if we rewind a little bit, Tero would have like
Like,
outside the city.
everybody else would be relatively okay and not fully
Yeah.
like disguising themselves. Tero would be the only one that would probably need to get through it a different way based on what he did. So yeah, Sam.
Yeah. So yeah, rewinding a little bit, Tero probably would have been like, "All right, everybody, they're going to notice me and recognize me if I try and walk through that gate. So I'll sneak in and meet you somewhere. Where shall I meet you all?"
Right into a seedy tavern.
There's there's lots of CD taverns in
Yeah.
Shadowfell.
Actually, is there a tavern more visited by smugglers?
Yeah, sure.
that
What's it called?
You might know. It's called the
Squatters' rights, RITE.
the what? yeah. There we go. That's a
Squatters'
good
rights.
one. Yeah.
Okay, the squatters. I'm gonna add that to my notes. All
Um,
right.
also,
Yeah, the squatters' rights.
I was just gonna put a hand on Tero's shoulder before you go in there and go as you start to see me turn into like a brown feathered like cardinal, but slightly feminine looking cardinal that's like brown and then like sort of a less vibrant orange beak, and like I strap up into my burgundy like coveralls just a little bit, and I go, yeah, I've been touched by Old Stinky, and I just touch you, and I invite you to look down at yourself, but Tero is gone as I cast invisibility.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Tero for an
Oh, then
hour.
I can just walk. Wait.
Yeah, you can just walk through the gates.
I just walk through the gates. Yeah, that makes that way easier.
Okay.
I was like, Tero was gonna have his whole like sneaking and adventure, but it's like
Here we go.
Tero's
I didn't mean to take away an adventure.
No, that's fine.
This makes it.
Sorry.
This makes it.
Makes it so much easier.
Easier,
Tero
so
was like
this makes it
sitting there
doesn't get caught.
surveying. He's like surveying the guard patterns and like trying to figure out how he's gonna like sneak and teleport his way in. And just,
He's just
that
gone.
makes that so much easier. All right.
All right. So
Back
Tero's
rewinding to the
invisible.
present. Tero's just like,
It's still got his arms tucked into his coat and walking
yeah,
in.
but it's just,
Just
totally
invisible now.
Okay. So yes, Abraham would know that there is a tavern I can't talk. There is a tavern frequented by smugglers called the Squatter's Rights. It is disguised as a speakeasy near the entrance to the sewers. So only people who know about it would know it's a tavern. So you enter the city.
Excellent. You mentioned you're on Helvig of the Nibelstead Hospital.
Yeah, he's the dwarf that just basically tested everybody.
Dwarf.
Yeah.
What kind of dwarf?
You don't know he's wearing a full disguise.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. All right. Do we see how many chevrons or whatever?
His mask is made of silver and studded with like 8 or 9 diamonds.
Okay. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, so you all enter into Volkill, which is a fortress city nestled in a plateau, so the wind never ceases to blow, even through the city. The streets are paved with cracked stone and slick ice. Yeah, the towering walls are like 100, 200 feet high.
Justin,
Yeah,
do you mean a valley?
yes, thank you.
I was like, plateaus. I was like, you said
Yeah, I know.
we look
I meant
down to
a
a
valley.
plateau.
I meant a valley.
I was
Thank
like-
you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, the walls are about 100, 200 feet high, completely slick, no like brickwork, so people can't like grip onto it. Obviously, Tero could scale it, no problem. But set with spikes and jagged battlements. Within this city, it is a sprawling maze of tight alleyways, high-rise buildings, and cramped shops, all cast in this perpetual gloom based on where it sits in this valley. But you are all here because you have been here before and have knowledge of this place. It is a hub of commerce, though it's unsympathetic to outsiders. The market is alive with traders, but visitors are charged exorbitant prices for even the most basic of goods. And most of the shopkeepers know everybody, so they're kind of like, "Oh, I don't recognize you. I'm going to charge you way more than other people." Locals are deeply superstitious, often unwilling to speak or help strangers. And the goods sold in the market are heavily influenced by the need for protection from curses, wards, and magical tinctures. Usually the market's filled with trinkets meant to ward off spirits or keep disease at bay. Only trusted merchants are allowed to set up shop, and even then they must submit to worm inspections to make sure nothing is illicit or illegal. Defended by worms on the spiked walls. Obviously the walls are not only fortified but also serve as a psychological barrier. Armed with long-range weapons and magical wards, the worms ensure that no unauthorized individuals pass into the city, which they're usually very good at, Tero. But here you are. Are you heading towards the Squatter's Rights? Following Abraham through the city? Okay. The best way I can describe Volkill is, if anyone's played Bloodborne, it's very much central Yharnam. A very gothic, like, looking, looming city with like a clock tower and all this other like cramped, narrow streets, brickwork, but everything is just slick with ice. Just think a creepy gothic Victorian city essentially, where people are coughing constantly. You can smell the scent of burning flesh is constantly on the air near the cremation pits. Heavily inspired by what Victorian cities would do, cities would do back during like the Black Plague. They would burn people in cremation pits just out in the open. There are rats everywhere. But Abraham leads you through the streets. Abraham, you would notice specific symbols painted onto the stone that guide the people who know about it to the squatters' rights. Yeah, Sam, did you...
Yeah. He wouldn't be telling anybody about that.
No,
He
absolutely.
wouldn't. So, just out of, even his own party members, he's not even telling.
Yeah.
Just out of safety.
What's up, Sam?
So really quick, because Tero's still invisible,
Yeah,
and can take advantage of the fact that he can sneak away and the party won't even know he's gone for
absolutely.
a second. So, in the path we're taking,
Yeah.
it's like a couple things. The wind blows through in a pretty consistent direction.
Yeah, it would probably be west to east.
Okay. Is there a point where we pass, where our path comes to a place where a large, like, market square gathering place or, like, high traffic area would be downwind of us?
Yeah, the primary market square.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
also,
cool.
there are like canals that run through the city too, where the water is just continuously frozen.
Okay. So what Tero would like to do, just really quick, he's gonna sneak away from the party.
Yeah.
Just not say anything. Just gonna, he's gonna keep an eye on them. But he's gonna scale the tallest building he can find as we're passing above.
In the primary market square would be the clock tower,
Okay.
which is the tallest building in the city.
Okay. He doesn't need to get all the way to the top.
No.
Just like to the point where he's above the other buildings.
Yeah.
And like still trying to be able to keep an eye on the party so he can rejoin them in a second.
Yes.
And then he is going to take out a stack of papers that he made it last time we played. The last time this came up was in February when we
Okay.
played, where he bought materials to make a rubber stamp and
Yeah.
became a one-man printing press and printed out a stack of papers. I'm going to send you right now what they all say.
Okay.
And he is going to just take that stack of papers and just open his hand and let the wind take them.
Okay.
So, which, like, since he's invisible, but they're not, as soon as they leave his hand, just like a plume of papers just appears out of thin air to catch the wind and just scatter down over the market square and then flutter out on the wind
Okay.
away from him. And then he's going to immediately book it back to the party.
Okay. So as you do that, they kind of drift off onto the wind. Strangely, the wind seems to change and move the papers in certain directions towards populated regions of the city.
Hmm.
And then you join back up with the party.
Yep.
Just as...
Meet right back up with them like I never left.
Alright, Abraham, you lead the group to the sewer entrance, and there is just a false brick wall that, you know, if you push on it, functions as a doorway.
Abe, I thought we were going to a tavern.
Yeah, that's why we're going, tavern.
But you would know you have to knock. You have to knock 3 or 4. You have to knock 3 times in a succinct pattern on the wall before pushing it open. Otherwise, well, who knows what happens if you enter a smuggling den unannounced or unauthorized.
This is a dead end.
Just take a few steps back, alright?
Aren't you like cultured? You like
Get
do this
back.
kind of stuff?
Everyone
before?
just get back. Get back. He's not gonna have them listen to the knock cadence.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna listen on it anyway.
Okay. You do the the pattern. God damn.
Just shaving a haircut.
Usually there's a response, but there is none.
Everything
usually-
dead,
Fucking
Abe?
nuts.
Usually it's like immediate, because there's always somebody like right behind it, armed with a tool for assassination, we shall say.
Yeah. Alright, bring it in, lads.
Did you get us lost?
No, we're not lost. I fear my smuggling connections may have been routed, or at least relocated.
And then a few minutes later, one of the bricks shifts. And someone peeks out.
Oi. Benny, is that you?
Yeah. Who's asking?
What? I'm talking in your mind, ain't I?
Yeah, so here's the thing. The others might not be so keen on me letting you in specifically right now.
Wait, what's that? I'm alive. I'm back.
Yeah, but
What's up?
your people came. He like gestures to your tentacles.
Right. Yeah. We actually have questions about that. We heard that there was something going on here.
Fuck, okay, hold on. And he puts the brick back in place, and he fully opens the door. Alright, get the fuck in here, all of you, as quickly as you can.
All right.
Okay.
And Abraham, in all of the party's heads, he's gonna be like, "What? Something's going on. I think they sent mountain flyers after this group, so I might need y'all to kind of vouch for me again. I mean, Benny already put his neck out too many times, even to get me into the smuggling. So I can't lean too much on him at this point. So it might come down to how glib you are, whether or not, you know, we get murked. Or whether or not we get access to, you know, the network. So
Hurry the fuck up and get in.
yeah, get in.
He waits for you all to get in, and he closes the stone wall, and then pushes a few things in place that seals it so it can't be broken into. And then you see he's holding this like a kukri kind of like dagger, or not a kukri, a counter-bit knife kind of almost, and it's just coated with this almost like faintly glowing purple liquid. And he wipes it off on his pants, puts the dagger in. You see this like mid-20s gnome, very like ragged and emaciated, and like his face is all sunken in because it just looks like he's malnourished. All right, yeah. Who the fuck are these people?
They're friends. I thought they're friends. Everybody, introduce yourself and give him something to eat, would you?
Oh, it's fine. We're eating bread.
Yeah, you're eating bread. Come on, get off it. Come on.
Yeah, give me food, you fucked. You're in my secret base.
Yeah, that's right. And Abe puts his arm around him, and then just claps Benny in the ribs, like with a.
He's like completely bald, and he's got a tattoo. He's got like a tattoo above his eyebrows, and it says "Kill worms."
I'll pull out a ration and just toss it to Benny.
Seriously?
Oh my god, on.
Crearyn's gonna pull out the food that they got packaged from the ogre. Oh, God, I don't remember what his name was. Bert, whatever the dude was.
Yeah.
Our friend from Fordorn,
Yeah.
who gave me the beer too.
In
He packed this food.
Samira hears in her head, "Oh, that's what he's been eating all this time. That's why he's all."
He just like takes the rations and just kind of like discreetly.
She'll give him like some of the.
Oh
salted
yeah,
meat.
23 sleight of hand is kind of like just hides it somewhere.
Here's some salted meat.
He's wearing
and some
loose clothing, so it's just disappears.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Jacket
Takes the meat from
potatoes.
Crearyn and just starts eating it. All right, yeah. Fuck. Introduce yourselves, and no fucking code names or some shit.
I'm Crearyn.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Tero, says a disembodied voice.
Oh,
Still
nice.
invisible.
Nice.
Lasts an hour.
Yeah, Scooch never turned it off. So.
Invisibility is perfect down here. Actually, it's recommended.
Samira.
It's recommended throughout the city. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you can call me Scooch. It's Lyle Bouffant, but you can call me Scooch. Everybody does.
Everybody calls me Benny, the fastest fingers in Volkill.
Fastest fingers.
That's what the ladies call me. All right, this way.
And the men.
And Crearyn's gonna like
And the
slow,
men.
they're gonna
Yeah,
slow their
that's
walk,
alright.
their stride, so they're closer to Scooch. What did you say your name was?
What?
What was your name? Is that Scooch?
You can just call me Scooch.
Yeah, but what did you say before?
I don't
Lyle
feel like...
Bouffant?
Man, you're gonna be. I got an energy from you that you're just gonna start calling me Lyle, and that's gonna piss me off.
No, I promise I'm not. I'm just curious. I told you I like to know things about the people that I'm traveling with.
That's cool.
You're not very eager to share things
All right.
about you, though.
All right.
Have you asked?
Secrets are smart nowadays.
If you want to know something, you have to ask. Like what I do.
Yeah.
Give the option of someone to say yes or no if they want to answer.
Pay attention.
Oh.
Nope.
Follow
Right.
my footsteps. You don't want to get impaled.
Oh.
And you can see like Benny's actually doing a specific like walk down this corridor and avoiding pressure plates and like tripwires and stuff.
Oh, so that thing.
They're gonna look on the wall to look for like any kind of like holes or something, and they're gonna put their shield directly just in case a misstep happens.
Yeah.
They're gonna put it like defensively on themselves. Just to-
Abraham's gonna give them kind of like a little tip. Oh, it's like that song, the Maid and the Fisherman. You know that song?
No. Nope.
It's that
Not at all.
It follows that beat. Yeah, the Maid and the Fisherman go to town, and he does like a bit of a clap with it as well, and you see him kind of just do it like a dance, essentially the length of the place, the where the traps are.
Can you
It's
just
fun.
like tell us which ones to step on instead of that? Sure, we'll if one of us fucks up, it's on the beat of if one of us doesn't have the rhythm. Looking at myself.
Just follow
Well,
me.
you've all heard this song, yeah. If you don't want to have fun, then don't have fun.
Yeah. If you're a wimp, just follow me.
You know what? They're gonna close their eyes and they're gonna
All right. Make
trust the beat of the song.
Jesus.
acrobatics.
Wait,
they're doing
trust
that-
the beat of the song. Abraham
Yeah.
like showed you like the.
Well, yep. Crearyn, acrobatics.
Natural fucking
Oh no.
No, that's
20 for a 21.
Oh yeah. You
So
you
funny.
close your eyes.
Natural
and you,
20.
and yeah, you avoid the traps.
I can't believe you rolled 2 nat 20s this session.
So, yeah, Crearyn just covers their head and just is like, yeah, humming the tune to themselves, and they're avoiding every single.
And you see that Crearyn's are matching. Their feet are hitting at like in tandem to how Abraham's feet were hitting the ground. That's the beat that they were following. Is like the rhythm of how those sounded on those stones before they uncover their eyes.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Dang, I was hoping they would hit the fucking cauldron of hot lard we got on the ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bit of me that was kind of hoping that too once they
Oh,
covered
well.
their eyes, but
Tero,
I mean,
Tero's
I'm just
looking-
a good teacher.
Tero looks into the vat of hot lard since he is on the ceiling.
Yeah, it's just, it's like bubbling hot lard.
Like, oh, he's like, oh, avoid stuff on the floor. Amateur. No one puts pressure plates on the
And
ceiling.
Abel lean over to Benny. We do gotta think about, any intruders someone do. What Tero doing?
As
Oh, we got traps on the ceiling now too. It's fine.
Oh, excellent.
Scooch flies across.
Mainly because there's weirdos everywhere now.
Yeah.
Who are you
Jared.
calling a weirdo?
Tero, as you're walking along the ceiling, there's a pressure plate on the ceiling.
Oh, what? Isn't that novel?
Sidesteps around it. Just a funny little thing. I feel like there's two different versions of this nursery rhyme because of the giant split in the continent in the mountain, and the one from the east has a slightly different rhythm. She's like, "Oh, I know that song," and she starts going across and like, like accidentally activates nearly all of them. I just thought it'd be funny.
You're going based on the rhythm from where you're from?
Yeah. Just because I think it's funny.
No acrobatics check required.
Yeah.
Nice.
You feel a gunk.
Fuck.
And
I think
well, we'll see what happens. Does a 17 hit?
Shield.
Okay. You shield as a massive pendulum blade hidden within the ceiling comes swinging down, like head level for like decapitation, and your shield like. Tero, you see the pendulum blade come out of the ceiling where you're walking above, so you're stopped just as it like swings down where you're walking, and swings at Samira's head. You shield, and it just boom, and then resets back into the ceiling.
Try not stepping there.
I'm doing my best.
It only would have been 4d12 damage anyway.
Oh yeah. That only
These
might
traps,
have
these
killed
traps
me.
are meant to
Maim.
kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worms, probably specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone who enters, or anyone else who enters unannounced or unauthorized.
Yeah, but that's about
But
enough.
worms
to definitely
usually.
kill a worm. Yeah, that's enough. That's aiming for the level of 8 hit points a worm usually
Instantly
has.
kill a worm.
No.
Yeah.
Now, Samira,
Nearly sets off every single trap.
Oh, don't worry. We have
No.
most of the traps reset themselves now. It's fine.
Oh, good. Because, I mean, that was my first gig. You know, you put me in that
Yeah.
spot. I
I-
was the one resetting all the traps.
After Dirk got all of his skin melted off by a cauldron trying to reset it, we just did them all automized now.
Man, how do you how do you break in the new guys then?
Oh, we have ways.
All right.
Mostly shit,
Do I
dude.
take any damage from any of these?
You're
after
still
nearly
following the
setting
rhythm?
them off? Yeah. She doesn't know the
No.
other one. It's
Hey,
doing
Samira.
great.
Just
Samira,
follow the guy
Follow
leading.
me. Just pay attention.
Yeah.
You are the most.
Aren't you the one that can
You
do
will
all
die.
this?
The DM
Don't
is saying
you?
this above the table. If you activate
Okay.
a trap, Samira will die. These traps are meant to kill.
Tero's gonna start using minor illusion to make Benny, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Benny.
So as Benny is walking, a little shadow hand pops up out of his shadow, just waving and pointing at the correct spots behind him, just here,
All right.
and then
This
pointing to the other
one.
ones and just making throat slitting gestures, not there.
Benny leads you deeper through, down a couple stairs, down, deep beneath the city. And you're passing by holes in the tunnels that have been burst out from. Things have come out from these holes. And he goes, yeah, so Abe, these are where your friends came out of. They took most of us in the night when we were sleeping.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And then he leads you past all these, you can see some of them have been sealed off with the fucking rocks and boulders that fell through when they broke through. So they sealed it off with the rubble. And eventually leads you into to another door, and he knocks on it in a pattern. And I'll just so you guys know, you guys can't break in. This pattern changes every day. And he taps the door, and it opens up.
Yeah.
And-
While we're doing all this, Abe's just gonna do a quick check with Benny
Yeah.
because he knows mind flayers and he knows that this place was at one point compromised.
Yeah.
He's gonna do a quick check to make sure that Benny is Benny.
Okay, how you doing that?
One, he's gonna take a closer look at his eyes to see if they have any of that like glassiness that comes from like domination
Nope.
or anything like that. And then he's going to check for any like dried blood in his ears from an intellect devourer like replacing his brain.
There's usually no blood when that happens because they teleport into the brain.
Right. Well,
And they replace it, like, they don't consume it, they just replace it with, like, with weird magic. So there's actually never any residue that comes out of the ears. But,
right. So what would I notice from? Is there any way
you
that
know
I
it's
would know to look for?
Mind Flayers have made it so it's nigh impossible to detect.
Okay.
I would say, since you never took part in the process of doing it to people, I imagine.
It depends on if he was forced to or not. He was forced to do pretty much all the stuff associated with the Mind Flayer colonies, but I mean, you can dictate that if you want.
For the sake of my sanity and everything else, and the time and everything,
Yeah.
you can tell he's definitely himself.
Cool.
Yeah, he leads you through this doorway into like this underground kind of tavern-esque base, which is it's almost like built into a cistern, so it's got like, it's basically looks like the Thieves Guild headquarters from Skyrim almost. So there's like water everywhere, like actual running water. Well, not running, but there's actual like non-frozen water. It's warm down here because there's numerous heat sources. Usually, there's like 15 or 20 people just in this room at all times. Now it's like 4 or 5. You see sitting at the counter, heavily drinking, is Dirk, who was once a handsome human man. His skin is now covered in like healed, 3rd-degree burns.
Oof.
And he's just sitting there
New?
like, maybe like a few weeks, so they're slightly healed.
So I mean, like when I say new, I mean like, did I know him before or after that? And like, has it happened since I've been away? That's what I mean.
Probably
to say.
since you've been away, yeah.
Oh damn. Okay.
But he's just sitting there. They're all healed now because, magic. People can get
Right.
healed by certain things. So he's sitting there just covered in all these scars, and he's just pounding back shots of whiskey. Based on the morale of these people, it looks like this attack was very recent. You see, strung up nearby on a wall via chains is a dead Mind Flayer that has been thoroughly questioned.
Like, yeah, and I imagine they played darts on that dang thing.
Yeah, there's like daggers and knives sticking out of it.
Yeah.
The person behind the bar is just like it's like a minotaur, like a small, like lithe, gangly minotaur, who you would know as Bull. We're just gonna say Bull. This is what people call him. And the others are just like low-ranking members who you probably don't really know. Hey guys, so Benny walks in. This is Abe. We all remember Abe, correct? We all remember that he is not influenced by the Elder Brain. He's not part of the group that came here. We remember, yes? And those that are left go. Yeah, Dirk goes, oh yeah, fucking Abe. Hey, where were ya? Should have been here. Would have been cool.
Yeah, I got pinched.
Oh.
I got pinched. They sent me to execution, and I escaped
fuck.
with these lots. Yeah, we've been through a lot trying to get back here. It's been hell, but it looks like you guys have been through worse.
Likewise. We got one of them though. And gestures to the dead Mind Flayer. It's kind of stinking a little bit now. The Minotaur behind the tavern's like, well, do you all need a drink?
Yeah, big drinks.
All right. I hope you all like, well, what we can make down here. We have loads of like
Minus Kumis.
Kumis. No, I make it myself. No, we gather like the mushrooms and stuff that grows deep down here, and turn it into alcohol. Really fucks you up. We actually learned the recipe from someone who came through this way years ago on like a world adventure to tell stories to their people. Really old fucking dwarf. What was his name? He had really big eyeballs. Well, we learned he gave us some samples. Very friendly folk, and well, how did that story go again? And Dirk, who's the burnt guy, goes, "Remember, you fucking drunk? You and I, before we joined this merry band, were travelers exploring underground ruins. We got lost in the Underdark, and a really old fucking dwarf, Tigger, I think his name was, Tim, Torbin, helped us out. He was like, hey, you guys is lost. Take some mushrooms." And, that's where that went from, remember? Oh, yeah. You mean Torture? Yeah.
Oh, he said the name.
And, it's only been a couple hundred years, and Torture would have been alive recently.
Dirk and Benny are both human, correct?
Benny's a gnome, Dirk's a human, Bull is a minotaur. The guy working the bar is basically is a minotaur. Dirk is the really burnt human. Benny's the gnome. And the other few people are just nameless recruits you don't really recognize.
The burn marks on Dirk, the healed burn marks.
Yeah.
Do they look like arcane burns?
Benny mentioned in the corridor that Dirk got like one of the cauldrons of lard spilled on him.
Oh fuck yeah! Damn it.
Yeah, so that's what it's from.
Does it look like they try to heal it like naturally?
Oh, they definitely use magic.
Okay.
Because they're still scarred, but they're not like as bad as they like. If this guy healed naturally from the amount of third-degree burns on his body, he'd probably be dead or severely disfigured.
Hey Dirk,
Yeah.
how you holding up, man? I mean, who helped with that? Did you happen to get any healers of the heart in that? Or
Oh, no. They fucking went up into the city and stole shit.
the healers?
No. Fucking Benny and Bull like snuck up into the city and robbed some of the healers that live in the city and got their shit.
Oh, you mean you got healed with a magic item?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh man, that's great. I'm
Still burn my nipples off though. And those aren't coming back.
Hey man, you weren't using them anyway. Let's
Yeah,
be
I was.
honest. Oh. Well, now we're practically brothers, yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What? And then he's like, Benny, what's going on? What are fuck are all these people though? Oh, they're friends of Abe's. They're stopping by.
Yeah, they were part of the execution that we all escaped.
Oh.
So they,
What?
as much as you would consider us outside of the law, well, let's just say they're just as much outside, if not further.
And I'd say at this point, the invisibility would probably wear off. Because you've been navigating a city and then this vast underground base. So Dirk, we go. So how'd you all get arrested then?
I tried killing the Baron of the city.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Appears.
and then you appear. Oh, you're on the posters everywhere.
Oh, am I?
Yeah,
Do you have one? Did they capture my likeness?
yeah,
down?
yeah. And he's like, yeah, I thought it was cool as fuck. This guy tried to kill the dickhead who's in charge.
That's the
and-
biggest grin.
Produces a wanted poster and just shows it to you, and it's just you smiling, your exact visage.
Ooh, they got a good artist for this.
Yeah. So, you tried to kill Baron Philip and Uthred.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why?
Quickly, Abe.
Yeah,
Abe wants to check how much.
the
If
wanted.
it's a wanted poster, they have an
How
amount.
much is the bounty?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say Tero was curious about his bounty.
500 platinum wanted dead.
Ooh, dead
Ooh.
and platinum.
Not dead or alive.
Well.
Dead.
Moving up in the world.
New personal record.
And then it says
Like
like,
One Piece.
it then says in notes, proof of death will be investigated. You get a sense probably to get through like deception, illusions, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a 500 platinum bounty for your head, and it says, he's like, this isn't just Volkill, by the way. This is the entire region.
Ooh, well, I always wanted to make a name for myself.
Looks like you did. Is that why you're back? You're gonna kill him this time?
Well, we'll see if we'll see if I end up in that direction.
Well, if you need help, I guess we're all willing. I mean, maybe when we have more numbers, we don't know if
We
don't know
kinda
if we don't
would
know if
prefer-
Listen, we're not looking for muscle. We're looking
Yeah.
for information. All right. You know, the more information means the less casualties.
well,
Right.
most of our people who were the ones who went out in the streets and got information were kidnapped.
Right.
Don't know why they were picked, but it seems like
Information is a mind flayer thing.
so. This was how long ago was this, Benny? Oh, week and a half ago. Remember like we saw it was weird that we were seeing mind flayers roaming the city, like sneaking around, and then a few nights later, they broke in here and took a bunch of us.
Did they have a specific uniform that they wore?
No.
No. All right. They all wore just different stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of like how we operate. We all don't wear the same outfit. Kind of makes us so we
Right,
don't
yeah,
stand
yeah.
out.
But I figured I wasn't sure if this was like an official thing, like a crackdown from the guards or something.
Not that I'm aware of.
So you think that this incursion with the mind flayers is separate from the guards? Like they're not in collusion?
It doesn't seem like it.
Right. So they done all this stuff without any guards present, right?
Well, yeah, we have. They were rarely seen like around the city. We only saw them as like sort of the lesser patrolled areas, the cremation pits, the sewers, like around the sewers, and then a few days later, they broke into our. They somehow found a way to get into here, and they took all of our people. From what we recall, they are able to detect sentience, so that's probably how they found us.
Yeah.
And they scooped our most knowledgeable ones and then took them away. We didn't send anyone down the tunnels that they broke through. Figured that would be dumb, so we just sealed them off.
Yeah. That's smart. Do you have an updated map of what tunnels?
Benny would have
know,
led
the
you by
smuggling
all of
does
them.
That is that all of them?
Yeah, there was like 10 or 12.
Ooh. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
must have been 20, 30 of them that came through. We caught one of them, questioned him, but he refused to really answer much, so we just said, fuck it.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
You're
He's
gonna-
still got a connection to the elder people.
He mentioned something about fuel. That's all we got out of him, so we said, fuck it, let's turn this guy into a dartboard.
Yeah, it's a good call, because whatever he said about fuel, it could have been planted information to lead you in a certain direction within ambush. Yeah.
But yeah, I
But-
don't really know why they took our people, but they took almost everybody.
Well, they took your people because we, the smugglers, have the network of the entire town built up. They wanted to get you.
But don't you guys usually want like the victim as as intact as possible because they weren't really caring about that too much.
Wait, so this was execution? They were killing
They
along
didn't. They
the
didn't
way?
really kill people. They just kind of really debilitated them. Like it was barbaric.
What so you mean just
There was one with them who used some sort of magic that was able to to compress some people down into, and he kind of just goes like this.
you're just making someone smaller?
No. Imagine somebody basically using magic to
killing
compress everything you are into
them.
matter.
Just killing them, yeah? Was it blood?
No.
Hmm.
It's just really weird. It was like nothing we've ever seen before. And I've seen a lot of shit. And we've seen what Mind Flayers can do because we've worked with you. And this is far more disturbing than anything you've ever done.
Well, yeah, I'm your neighborhood mind flayer. I'm not. Man,
So
what are they doing?
we thought about going down and trying to find who's ever left, but there's only like 4 of us. That'd be a suicide mission, probably.
Yeah. Listen, you give us as much information as you've got.
But, and then Dirk talks again. And ever since, our dreams have been real weird.
Yeah, they will be.
Oh, I forgot about the dreams. Yeah. Yeah, the dreams are like calling out to us, kind of like not like any. It's weird. It's like a summons, trying to call out to us, beckon us, but we're all like, yeah, no, we're not gonna listen to the voice in the dark telling us to come on down.
Yeah. Have you noticed it getting any worse?
Over the last few days, it's been It's been getting worse. Yeah, the last few days.
If you got shackles, shackle yourself up for the night. Like, get your wrist or leg.
Well, there's no
One of them.
We're not feeling any compulsion. It's just like something's trying to talk to us.
Yeah.
But
It's like what I do inside your mind, but more compulsory, right?
more enticing, but not like we're compelled to do anything. It feels really good when it talks to us, but we know it's not right. Like something in our our instincts in our heart is telling us, "Hey, that's bad. Don't do it." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They
Yeah, you're good lads.
they took our like the people who were trained in magic. They took our scholars, people who knew the layout of the city. They took people who knew stuff about the Rime King that nobody else knows about. They took people who knew,
wait. We're just gonna reflect finally and be like, oh, they left the dummies.
yeah. Yes, the guy who burned himself with lard, the guy whose only experience is working a bar, who talks to people, but he only talks to the same people, and then Benny, who's a paranoid guy who guards the door all the time and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got fast fingers, not fast brain.
But yeah, they took everybody. It just left us. So.
Right.
All we know is there's something down there past those tunnels, and we don't know when or if they're ever going to come back, but it's been a little anxiety inducing the last few weeks.
Yeah, keep it blocked up. Do you know a way around the tunnels that doesn't expose this hideout?
No.
Wait, but so if it's in the sewers and you blocked the sewers, where did you block the sewers so that we can, if we wanted to investigate, we could go to the other side of the blockage and
You'd
it's
have to
little-
pass through the blockage. The tunnels that Benny would have led you through. Yeah, the tunnels that would have led you through are the tunnel I led you through is where they came from. They didn't come from anywhere else. We've seen that, like I said, we saw them around the city and other places,
Yeah.
and this is where they broke through from. As there'd be no other way to access those tunnels.
Crearyn's gonna, as they're talking, is gonna break away and go back to this tunnel, like the closest one.
Do you remember the foot pattern to get there?
Yeah, I followed the beat.
You
I rolled a
did.
natural 20.
You should roll a nat 20.
I'll follow Crearyn.
He just does it in reverse now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you follow Crearyn.
Crearyn's gonna give Samira a long look.
What? I'll just follow your steps. You
All
seem
right.
to know what you're doing.
So the two of
I'll
you
go slow.
You can see if you go back into the tunnel and you can see the breach points. There's like 10 or 12 of them, and they've been sealed off with not like 100% like perfectly sealed off, but they've been sealed with like the rubble that came through. That have been like they've stacked that rubble up to block off the breaches. Give me an investigation check for both of you while you're there.
Could I assist?
I think I should have. I don't know. I think we're not the
Oh.
investigative type here.
No.
I'll do it.
I have
I'll
a plus
take the
one.
advantage. I do too. Yeah, I'll take the advantage then.
Okay.
Unless you want to roll,
Well, I can give myself a plus 6.
then do that. Yeah. do
Okay,
that.
or a plus a d6. So advantage plus a d6 with my.
Oh, you're gonna roll.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I
Oh,
didn't realize
never-
that you were rolling. No, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay,
Go ahead.
got it.
Sorry, I rolled
Okay.
thinking that you had to roll it separate. So you go ahead.
No. Okay. Advantage. Oh well, one of them was a natural 19 for a dirty 20.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Roll a d6 if you need to. Give yourself a boost.
You know what? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll
Higher
roll an
number is
extra
always
D6.
better for these things.
I'll roll an extra d6 on top. 26.
Okay. You see like scratch marks in the stone, like going from the middle of the corridor towards the breaches, and it's distinctly like 5 scratch marks, and you can see some fingernails that have broken off. They're looking like someone was trying to like claw into the ground to prevent them from being dragged away. So you
Do they look like humanoid fingernails or
Yeah.
more like Abe's?
humanoid. It looks like somebody. Mind flayers don't have fingernails, but it looks like somebody, or what? I don't know. Who cares? It doesn't look like mind flayer fingernails. It looks like somebody was like clawing at the ground to prevent themselves from being dragged away, and there's like bloody scratch marks on the ground where their fingernails like broke off and stuff.
Hey, look here.
So that's what you and Crearyn see. And those drag marks go past the rubble.
Past the blocked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any?
So they continue down the tunnel to like a
Absol-
different.
You can probably easily assume that.
Is there any access point? Like, I know you said they stack at the rubble, but it's pretty imperfect. Are there any places that someone could squeeze through
No.
of a smaller stature?
No.
Okay.
The only way through would be to like shift the rubble.
Can I follow the claw trail to where it ends?
It
Or
ends at
wherever I lose
it ends at the breach, and it goes past, so that you can't follow it anymore.
And
Oh, okay.
It's like this
so
person-
it was blocked off.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I
And
misunderstood.
Whoever it was clearly got attacked in this corridor and dragged.
Okay.
Crearyn wants to move just enough of the rubble
Okay.
to create a small enough pocket to be able to crawl. They want to see the other side of it.
Okay. So you move a couple of the boulders, and you kind of slowly clamber through. Do you have dark vision?
I do not, but I can. Not do anything because I don't have any light spells.
If you have I can make it a torch. Wait, I
Just-
have torches.
They're gonna lift up their. Which are you lighting something on fire? Or do you have this?
I'm gonna use Prestidigitation to light a torch and just pass it through to Crearyn.
Okay, so you take this torch through this dark tunnel that you just open the breach into.
I'm just looking
You're the
on
best
this
pair to
side.
do this.
While
The
everybody else
idea-
is talking with Benny and all them in the tavern.
Right.
You
Yeah.
take the torch, and as soon as you light the torch, it's a good thing you didn't step forward.
Okay.
Because after literally 2 feet on the other side of the breach, it is a near vertical drop. That you
What do
cannot
you see in there?
cannot. So if you would have walked forward without a light source, you would have plummeted. And it's a very narrow space too, so it would have been like a rough tumble down.
I was just taking my war pick and try to slave it into the wall.
Well, yeah, you like with the torchlight, just a sheer vertical drop, narrow tunnel. You can't really see the bottom, even with the torchlight. It goes deep.
What do you see in there?
I'm just gonna step aside, and point
As
down.
Samira goes, "What do you see in there? What do you see
Oh.
in there? What do you see in there? What do you see in there? What do you see in there?" Begins to echo down the tunnel.
Gonna turn and give Samira a look. You just a whisper, a whisper.
Crearyn, you feel a like something, like a pulse open up in your mind, like a presence, like swells in there. It's strong. Crearyn, you are new to me. Hello.
Is this the one that piggybacked on Abraham's detect thoughts?
Don't know.
Fuck.
Gonna
And
start
then it's gonna.
pushing Samira.
I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Probably, yeah. An 8.
Oh no,
An 8.
Crearyn's trying to crawl through as this happens, right? Crawl back through.
I was trying to push you backwards.
Crearyn,
but-
you
Okay.
stop moving. You're like locked, unable to move. Abraham, you travel with him, and that's all.
What's going on?
And it lets go of you, and you're free to.
You're gonna shove Samira
But the
backwards.
presence you felt was immense. Like it was sifting through all of your thoughts, all of your memories, without even needing to like try.
Gonna throw the torch on the ground and start to push the boulders back as best they can.
I'm sorry.
Well, it knows. So we should probably
What
get back to
knows?
the others. I'm not double explaining this, so keep up. And she's gonna go back.
Meanwhile, those of you
Yeah.
in the tavern watch as the mind flayer on the wall, its head like moves, and it speaks out audibly to everybody. A
I don't
voice
think you put enough knives in that thing.
of its eyes kind of get bathed in like purple light, and like, no, we definitely killed it, and they point to like the entrails that are spilling out. And it kind of just moves its head to everyone, and the rest of you that are in here just hear a voice emanate from out of this mind flayer, not telepathically, broadcasting to everybody in the room audibly. Your friends let me know you're here, Abraham.
Oh, so he's using like
Yeah, but it's
the
but it's-
natural stuff for mind flayers.
but it's speaking through the dead mind flayer.
Yeah.
Your friends told me you're here, Abraham. It's been so long. I think it's time for our play to resume, don't you? And the mind flare just pushes itself off of the wall. And that's where we're going to end the session for the week. Ignore me saying I wanted to do Daggerheart in June. We're in a spot where I really don't want to take a month-long break, so...
Fair.
Yeah, that's where we're going to end it for the week. We'll be
Yeah.
back. Not next week, because next week's is Lex's campaign. But we'll be back the week after that for what Samira and Crearyn just caused. So,
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Nothing.
Thanks, guys. No, but seriously, as a player,
We didn't do
you.
anything.
This is fun. So.
Abe, you definitely recognize the voice. It's the Elder Brain.
Oh yeah.
His the brain of elders.
I can't believe. Shift of the Rocks, there's a huge tunnel that goes down. See anything?
Didn't even let me have a chance to try to talk or say
anyways.
anything.
No, it was perfect. It was actually
It was like the most
narratively
natural
perfect.
thing. What do you see? What do you see?
Anyways, we'll pick
It
up
was,
there in
it
2
was,
weeks.
I also don't have dark vision.
Yeah,
Oh, no, you don't.
we'll pick up there
No.
in 2 weeks.
Just two characters, no dark vision.
It's so
Stumbling
wild.
around in the dark.
I don't know how you lose that because you were a tiefling, but maybe it's because you died and your eyes are kind of weird. No.
Yeah.
But that's where we're gonna end the session for the week. We'll pick up there in 2 weeks for fighting a reanimated mind flayer, also known as anyone.
Ubaloth.
An
Bueller?
Alhoon.
Oh, Alhoon,
Oh.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh.
Good night,
Garrett,
everybody. Bye.
Garrett, maybe you need to hide somewhere.
Bye.
Well, if
Bye.